You go.
Let's all count down together. 10, 9,
It
already started.
8.
7.
Now we know everyone.
At least we can tell that it's Izzy who's counting rather than Taryn, because the numbers are actually in order.
You've got a good point there.
5.
You know, I'd say maybe he got hit too hard, but this is no different than when he's perfectly fine.
I'll just say very quickly. Session 9 for Goose and Coffee. Commence. We last left our intrepid heroes where the noble warrior Taryn had been crushed in the face with a rock, not once, not twice, but thrice.
And thus
is on the ground, bleeding out.
resembling hamburger.
Back the state of Taryn. One session, you have a very successfulized, a completely unsuccessful get the heist goods to the wagon, and a questionably successful assassination.
Look, the guy was trying to kill is dead. There's a few other people, but you know, we can deal with it. We are at least 50% of the way through this assassination.
I'm so glad
that is a fair statement.
If you're counting the fact that the children are unconscious and bleeding out, I would say we're at 60%, which is a passing grade.
Yes. Well, see, we've come to a time where there's a wizard who has a giant stone missile hovering above his staff. He has finally gotten the sand out of his eyes again. Where he sees a bloody and broken Taryn lying on the ground. First off, has line of sight to all this. He can see really well. He can see the wizard anyway, and like he probably caught sight of Taryn before Taryn got knocked back and no longer is speaking.
It's a state unbecoming of Taryn. Avenge me, Sir Eirik.
States of Taryn are unbecoming of Taryn.
And also, I would give Taryn this note that there's a ton of guards coming charging down this tunnel at some point. Mostly because they were chased down that tunnel by a ton of guards.
Does Taryn actually know that, though?
I'm unconscious. I don't know anything right now.
Well, you may know things, but be unable to communicate them because you're unconscious.
Eirik would know that.
Right.
The fact that Taryn has shown up is something that is potentially concerning, considering what situation Taryn was in when we left him, and the fact that he was definitely surrounded by all the guards.
And the fact that he's Taryn.
And the fact he's Taryn.
But, yeah, it's mostly, questions for Kristoff and Eirik, I think, are the main two who have to make decisions here.
Well, Kristoff knows what he's doing. I'm gonna start stealthing my way to get a clear shot at Elba.
You're not going to inform the two of your allies over here about what's going on at all?
That would require talking. And not
poor communication kills.
Stealth is important. And
Stealth is very important.
Can I see again?
You can see again. Your eyes hurt like hell, but you can see again.
Alright. I'm gonna say something to the effect of, by the goose I tried, I'm done with this nonsense. And head off in this direction.
Moment, which direction? Okay, so you're moving forward?
Yeah, I'm gonna go stand in front of Taryn. I can't get all the way to Alba, but that's where I'm going. And my sword is out.
Okay. Well,
Fight me, mage man.
I think Aiden and Victor have both been like, okay, we're gonna relax. The fight is over.
You thought.
I'm going to
Aiden's
say
turn.
that this guy is in the Lord's in the fire again, even though he's probably already dead at this point. I just want him to be burning to make sure.
I'm
You're
so
making
concerned.
Actually dead. Okay.
Look,
Nick, what's my range penalty from 11 meters?
Look at the
a
back of your
scorched corpse
character
is
sheet.
more dead than a non-scorched corpse.
The back of my character sheet?
So at the very end, or
I
look
would
at
be
the
less
comment.
concerned about overkill if you didn't already have the gray morality of burning your comrades going on
Multiple times.
So
multiple
11
times.
is minus
All
5.
except one of those have been imaginary fire.
That doesn't make your case better.
There's also been enough times that it's no longer a coincidence with
Yeah.
real fire.
Alright.
And
That's
also,
mostly Terran, though.
not all of your party members can tell the difference.
So I'm gonna keep stealthing
I don't
closer
actually
then.
know if I can tell the difference. Because I have about as much magical sense as a potato.
But you are the best potato.
Potatoes.
I am the best
Theoretically,
potato.
when I do imaginary fire, I believe that only the person suffering the imaginary fire knows that there's imaginary fire.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't even know about the imaginary fire thing, because I didn't...
To be fair, you've
Karen was
seen
just looking out.
You've seen Taryn wig out a lot.
You have definitely seen Aiden light people on imaginary fire before when they missed. It wasn't real fire because you couldn't see it, but they believed they were burning.
So this is something that's been happening since I've known you, and not just since you obtained power.
I feel like it's probably happened more now that we're all the way out here.
Okay, so I should be concerned. I'm just trying to figure out if I should worry. Worrying's like
Probably,
9/10 of my job.
But you probably should have been worrying before, so...
Fair, that's fair.
I feel like he's done this out of sight of his father a decent times when the person wouldn't be believed, and like when you guys are out by yourselves on this adventure, he's done it more.
That
Is that
does
fair,
not
Sean?
Yeah, like, the thing of, like, sending Aiden away without away from home in the hopes that he would become more responsible, but the thing is, he no longer has parental superstition, so that's actually just backfired.
Fair.
Like, I'd say 9 out of 10 times anyone tries to make Aiden suffer consequences, it only backfires for them. Would you agree with that number, Nick?
I feel like that number might be lowballing it. He's the son of a prominent noble who owns this territory.
Fair enough. I will also stop distracting from the actual combat with this conversation on how concerned Eirik should be.
Alright,
well, the wizard's trying to shoot Eirik with his charged spell. That is definitely a thing that's happening. He's charging in with his sword. That is a hit. Ricky, roll dodge, because you cannot parry this.
My dodge is so bad.
This is what heavy armor does to you.
Christos using the opportunity to sneak to the next wall.
Always dodge
That
and
is a
retreat.
fail by 6.
It's not a crit fail, though. So Eirik gets hit for 11 crushing damage.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay.
Has
Walk
like
me.
gigantic stone spike slams into his chest. So 11 damage comes in. You check your DR against crushing on your torso.
4.
So you take 7 damage because crushing has no wound multiplier. That is enough. You have to roll HT twice.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Someone said something. Please repeat.
Well, that's gonna leave a mark.
Yes.
Nope. So it passes the first time, and it passes by 0 the second time.
Ah!
So I took a big blow, but he is on his feet, and like, boy, oh boy, are his ribs bruised, but they're not breaking.
Wait, Boyo Boro what?
You definitely have like bruised ribs, and like your chest, like your torso hurts like hell, but you didn't break a bone.
Ah, that's good. Okay. That's fine.
Victor.
Okay.
Also, who just hit me? I don't see anybody.
The wizard.
As we like all pulse on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
With what?
With a rock.
Magic.
There was a problem with Roll20. If you did not refresh it when you joined here, you should probably refresh it. But we're all pulsing around the wizard.
Magic.
I will refresh. Okay, I thought you said somebody hit me with a sword, and I'm like, he's A, very far away, and B, a wizard.
No, he hit you with a spell when you
He hit
charged
you with
him.
magic. You just couldn't hit the magic with the sword.
No, it's Terran doing a rising attack.
Yeah.
I would absolutely believe he would hit me and hit me that hard.
Terran sleep
Just by accident.
Terran sleep fights hard. That's how he became as good as he is.
I 100% believe every word of that.
Nick, does it take an action to release a spell?
Define release.
Let down the northern wall.
You're still in control of it. You can just drop it. You can control all of your stone as an action.
Okay, then I'm going to
Like,
move
you don't have to
over.
release it. You can just move it.
Yeah, let's rotate it across the... Well, see, as far as I know, there are no enemies left.
Yep.
You know
We
you
know
wall
that
off two
there
mages
were
on
3
the
other
side of
people in the
the
cave.
Okay, one person at a time, please.
You definitely do know that you walled off 2 enemy mages on the other side of that wall. They haven't messed with you for like 3 seconds, trying to take control of the wall.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to let the north wall fall forward.
Oh.
They're pushed forward by the wall.
No!
Not push, but like full splat, I think.
So
Yeah,
you just buried 2 teenagers alive. Great.
that was,
Oh my god.
shit.
See, and
I had no idea!
That's true. In
It's
character,
true.
you had no idea.
I'm just going to move this to the map layer now and declare it difficult terrain until Victor decides he's doing something else with it.
at this point, do we notice the 2 children?
Does
Yeah.
he feel the 2 children as the wall goes down?
Yes, like, you definitely see that Victor definitely buried some people who aren't moving in that.
Oh god, you
Nick,
Wicked Witch of the East did them.
do I need to, like, roll for any of my disadvantages because of this?
I don't think so, because you already rolled for the main one you would roll for when the fight broke out.
Nick, I have pacifism cannot harm innocence.
But they
Yes,
were trying to mess with your wall.
They
Sorry,
were
I
they?
forgot. Yes, no, that...
It depends on if you define them as innocents or not.
No, I think
They
it
are
is from
combatants.
actively attacking you. You don't have to roll. You do not have to roll because they were actively attacking you.
Okay, but I feel bad.
You feel bad, but it's not bad enough to like send you into a like shock and problem.
Alright, that'll work. Well, I moved around the fire. Doesn't the fire also extend out with the wall?
Stone does not light on fire.
Yeah, but this is magic fire that's on top of the dirt and the stone. I mean,
I suppose technically yes, but it extends into a hex. It really moves that much.
okay, that's fair. I was basically thinking that it was space filling, and now there was space for it.
Yep, the problem is this hex was the end where it was space filling.
Got it. Okay,
It
then
gained one
Victor's
more
done.
hex of fire.
Alright, Eirik, your turn.
Smack.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Listen, I'm nothing if not predictable. Yeah, get me over there, and then I'm going to do a smack. I'm only going to do one smack because we don't all out anymore because now we know how to parry.
Except you can't parry his spells, so you might as well.
I might as
But
well.
then if you all out, you can't even attempt a dodge roll.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but my dodge is
Your
6.
dodge is really low.
And Eirik is done with this shit.
I am kind of done with this shit. Alright, we're gonna do the attack twice.
Okay.
Double
Sure.
blow from hell.
Double blow all the way across the sky.
Yeah, because if I can't kill him, he's gonna kill me. So here's the first attack.
God damn it.
And I pass by
There you
2.
go.
Wait, no, this is Izzy. God damn it.
Okay, well,
You were
he's
unconscious,
going to
sir.
try and parry your sword with his staff because
Things didn't change when that fire was lit.
Let's see what this does.
okay, he parried
Oh.
the first attack with his staff.
Wait, does it matter if I have +1 to effective skill because it's a fancy sword?
No, because you did not roll low enough for that to be a crit.
Okay.
So roll your second hit.
Okay. Roll. Sorry, it's taking me so long to type. That is a pass by 2.
Well, his parry is now shit. He's trying to dodge. Nope! He takes a step back as he tries to dodge, but you still catch him with your sword. Roll damage.
And that is 2d6 plus modifier, yes?
Whatever it says on your sword. I can go pull open Eirik's sheet.
It never tells me how many dice, it just says SW plus 3.
Okay, so it is your swing damage plus 3. Your swing damage is 2d minus 1, so you roll 2d plus 2.
Oh,
So
okay. Gotcha.
SW is swing. Swing comes from way up at the top.
That particular section does not
Oh.
autofill, so
I'm gonna do a thing that's useful.
It does on my sheet.
Bless
Because I have edit privileges, guess what I'm sticking down near your comment stats?
I noticed it. You're the best GM.
Aw, that's sweet.
Woo!
I can see things. Okay, so plus 2. Eat 7 points of damage. I rolled really low on that. Where were my low dice when I was rolling to hit?
Questions that many people wind up asking very frequently.
GURPS, you want both low and high numbers, but only
Well, here's the thing. That's pretty low. However, he's also fucking old, man.
Good, if I can kill children, I sure should be able to kill them.
Knocked him on his ass.
Good. Yeet.
Christoph?
Christoph's aiming.
Okay.
pull the trigger, man. Spend an FP and pull the trigger.
Honestly, do not think Aiden and Victor's actions matter that much right now.
Laura,
Probably
you beat me to
not,
typing up the
no.
quote.
Unless Aiden wants to murder the children.
Yeah, especially does Aiden murder the... Does Aiden, like, move the fire on top of the bodies?
Look, Victor's doing a good job murdering them on his own. I am not going to intrude on his murder, like how he's not intruding on me setting this lord on fire.
Okay.
Sharing is caring. Everybody can kill somebody.
The wizard is going to sort of like crawl back and desperately try to cast a spell. Holy shit, he actually cast. Ricky, well, you all have it. Never mind.
Welp.
I know what I did. I regret nothing.
So, Eirik's going to be smacked for 14 damage.
I'm so glad that I
I'm
did
down.
things while I'm in town that I was doing.
So that's 10 after the armor. So
Yes.
remind me how you calculate what you actually take again.
So, it's 10 after the armor, because it's just crushing. He's just throwing another rock at you.
Okay. So I take 10, so I'm at -6.
Roll HT twice, and then on your turn, you're going to roll HT again to actually get an action. Wizard is panicking, like just scrambling and throwing magic at the air because he's in a high map. Doesn't have to care about how many FP it costs. And hoping this drops Eirik.
Okay, so I passed both.
Do
Yeah,
you
you're
have?
fine.
You
Are
only
there
rolled
any
2 dice.
penalties due to where you are HP wise?
Ricky, you only rolled 2 dice the first time.
Oh,
You did only roll 2 dice the first time.
I failed that one.
Eirik is also on his ends. But he's still conscious.
Oh, that's good.
On his turn, does he take an action or does he choose to, like, sit there and, like, not do something physical?
What are my options here? Because I really want that man dead.
You could all out attack and fling yourself forward in a desperate attempt to finish him off.
So can I get up and stab?
You may all out attack to fling yourself forward into range to stab.
How much of a disadvantage would I be rolling at?
You only get 1 attack.
Uh-huh.
Your all out attack is getting in range to stab.
Oh, so I'm not at a disadvantage to stab him.
No, because you have high pain thresholds. You don't care about this pain. You've dealt with this pain before. You've dealt with worse pain before.
I love being a gritty old bastard. All right, let's do it.
You need to
Okay.
make an HT roll first to see if you stay
Yeah,
conscious.
you need an HT roll when you try to fling yourself to not pass out, but like,
I failed by 1.
you have fit. You don't fail by 1.
Hey.
Okay,
You get 2 lay stabbo.
I get to stab. That is good. Okay.
Yep.
I really need to map this like combat system out at some point. I'm trying to go off of memory and it's just not working. All right.
There's a combat cheat sheet that I get put in the docs folder to help you figure that out.
Oh, I'll go dig that out. Okay, so here's the attack. Pass by 5.
You hit because he all outed on his turn. Roll damage.
+2, and then put a roll in there. 6.
Man, Eirik is bad damage.
He's just having a really bad day. Like sometimes he has a good day. Today is not that day.
No.
I mean, you started with a migraine.
He started with a migraine,
Started with
and then he killed 2 kids. So like,
Started with the migraine, you dealt with Taryn, then you killed 2 kids.
Hey, did you kill the 2 children, or did Victor kill the 2 children?
see, the more
Because
people attack the
really,
children,
it could
the
go
more
50-50.
plausible deniability I have.
This is fair. Kristoff.
Kristoff is gonna shift and he's gonna fire the. What spell was loaded in that arrow?
I thought you were firing your crossbow.
I am. I have spells. Remember, I can load spells on my arrows.
Oh shit.
That was the whole point of getting one of these. Yes, this is gonna be. So yeah, the bullet I had loaded was a slow bolt. So first we'll see if the attack hits. What's my
You're only
penalty?
at -2 now.
-2. I aimed, so that's good.
Spend FP.
So if your bolt is loaded with slow, does that mean that we get like a slow motion fatality moment?
Yes.
If you hit?
I mean, I guess we'll see.
It absolutely does if the spell.
Let's see. Yeah,
Oh, God.
it'll be something out of, let's see, so plus, 14 minus 2 is 12, plus whatever my aim bonus is, I think is 4. Yeah, alright, so I'm rolling against a 16.
It shoots in bullet time.
You could probably call shot vitals and still be fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to do normal, so, hit. And he was unaware of me, so hopefully that makes things harder
He
for
was
him.
also and all out attacked on his last turn, so just roll to go for damage.
Okay. Alright, and then if we even matters, we'll do the spell. Minimum 4 impaling damage.
I mean, you're in a high mana area, so rolling actually does matter.
Yeah, rolling for your spell does matter because.
Well, no, this isn't casting the spell. I cast it on. I prepped the arrows ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is just.
So you did damage. What is your save basically for this?
It's just an HT roll.
How much did you pass the spell by? Because that's the question of how much he has to pass his HT by.
Oh, it's a good question. I did that last session because that was when we prepped the arrows.
Re-roll it on the assumption that if you fail, then we'll just roll it one more time. We'll assume you pass by 0 if you fail, I think.
Okay, so pass by 0.
So roll again.
Or roll again? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, pass by 6 apparently.
Okay, he is slowed. This fight is over.
Okay.
So, in my medical opinion, as someone who slaps people with leaves, how dead are these children?
So, I have actual healing spells.
What? Repeat, Dave?
So I have, like, actual healing spells.
Yep. So the current
Also,
state
you
of
might
everybody.
want to make a stone wall cutting off the entrance to this cave.
Good idea, I'll do that.
Yep. So if children are still alive, if they don't get healing, they are going to bleed out.
They'll get stabilized.
Okay. The same is true for the wizard. The Lord is very dead.
He stabbed me twice. He was not very dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal Terran, and first Eirik.
All right. So you have placed you've moved your wall to the entrance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Eirik the noble lord's sword, and I'm taking the wizard staff.
Kristoff has no problem with this. He's going to not at all subtly loot the wizard for everything else he has.
It's not that much. They came here from their houses to do a ritual late at night. You have some stuff, but
I mean,
Look,
anything
the
else?
lord was probably wearing his standard jewelry.
Anything else magical or interesting or just jewelry also works.
Okay, let's see here. He would have had a 10 mana Earthstone that is like actually completely charged right now.
Sweet.
Earthstone. Ooh.
Rechargeable 10 mana Earthstone or one-shot 10 mana Earthstone?
Rechargeable.
Yeah, I guess that goes to Victor.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You would have had a healing potion. He didn't get any use out of it.
Yoink.
And just because I know what you're looking for, I'm going to say he had probably about $400 worth of miscellaneous stuff that you could sell on the black market.
Okay, just gonna.
Take 8 HP.
By
Eirik.
miscellaneous stuff, do you mean drugs?
Mm.
He didn't say not drugs.
I'm healing 8 HP to Eirik.
Thank you.
Also, because Kristoff is a cheap bastard, he is absolutely taking his crossbow bolt back.
Getting Terran back up will be a challenge.
So, do we just spend some time hitting up here so we can actually heal Terran?
Well, here's the thing. There's a wall in front of the way in now.
Yeah, so we can take that time.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
The concern becomes how many rolls I fail in the process.
Yes, and that is the actual worry about healing Terran.
Yeah.
So how long until he just regrows from whatever happened to him?
That's an excellent question.
That we don't know the answer to.
We have no data to work off of.
Because we could just kind of like poke him with a stick and watch him and see what happens.
I
Is this a Ricky answer or an Eirik answer?
Both.
I feel like I should at least try once. It's not going to be enough to get him up from minus frickin' 30.
34.
Oh my god! I didn't realize how
That
far
is-
down he was.
So that is, so the most I can heal in one major healing is 8. Every attempt, success or fail, makes it harder by 3.
To be fair, you can just take extra time until you get a +5 to get a couple more in, but yeah.
Terran's going to have to get more or less get up on his own,
You can still get him a little further from death.
and I intend to. That's 1 pass for 8, and then I'm just going to start taking longer after that for better odds.
Should we have kept the spare parts?
Second one. Third one.
I'd switch to
And
healing.
I'm going to stop at that point, because 9 is...
I mean, that's still plus 24.
Yeah, so now you're only at minus 10.
Yep. Thank you. You guys,
All right,
you guys will now have to wait and see how long it takes for Terran to get back up.
Dibs on not carrying him.
I can carry him physically.
Yeah,
think.
so
You're probably the only one who can, which is my point.
Victor would definitely feel there are people trying to bash down that wall, but like he has enough earth that he could go reinforce it whenever he wants to.
And now it's
Can
time
he
to make
hear?
up-
Can he hear anything from the other side of the wall if people are like shouting?
How thick is the wall currently?
Given that it needs to be pretty sturdy, probably 8 inches, 12 inches of, like, stone.
I don't think you're getting discernible noise through that, but
Actually, do we see anything down the bottom corners of this map now?
Um,
Over here?
disable overlay, but like no, you're in a giant fucking cavern.
Huh.
There are these number of ritual tools in here. There's a lot of random material on the walls that Victor goes to. Is like, yes, that's the conjured silk. That's where it's growing from.
Okay.
And also a lot of, like, uncut raw mana gems.
Well, those could be
Which,
useful.
you know,
well,
those are
uncut.
worth stuff shoving into a bag and taking with us.
Nick, was that ritual scrolls you mentioned?
Ritual materials, so like,
Okay. I was thinking.
reagents, stuff like that.
Okay.
Is
What I was thinking, Sean, give me a sec. What I was thinking more of was like instructions for performing the ritual, because I would totally just yoink those, and then like review them later. But if it's like the circles and the reagents and the candles and shit, I don't care about that. And I'm done.
Yes, actually. They did have a book describing exactly the steps to take for their ritual.
Yoink.
Congratulations, Victor. You have recovered one of the tomes that got stolen from the Earth Movers.
Ha!
Like, he'd open up and he was like, I recognize this handwriting.
Alright, with that, I think I'd probably start working on a tunnel out.
Yep, but let's shift scene for a second to the other side of that.
Where Anya is swearing up a storm at the fact that it seems to just be reinforcing anytime damage happens.
Yep. A bunch of the guards were trying to break through, but they pretty quickly gave up on that idea when the wall started repairing itself.
Like, she definitely spent a while banging on it and yelling at Victor, just on general principle. But since we've established that they can't hear shit through it...
And also, all the mages in town are currently on the other side of that wall.
Yup.
Did you go to the guards and tell them that little Timmy, I mean the party, was stuck at the bottom of the mine?
No, because they wouldn't have cared about that.
Why I said little Timmy.
No, I did something that caused much more chaos.
I look forward to hearing about it when we actually meet up, which might be a while.
Yeah, thanks.
I think it's a question of when does Anya decide to go back to town and wait to see when everyone else shows up? How long do you guys spend in the mine?
Honestly, she's going to, like, strong-arm a few of the guards to, like, nap in shifts so that she can be there, arms crossed, with a glare of severe disapproval whenever the wall comes down.
Makes sense.
Dedication.
Dedication to scolding us.
Yes, also this is where the interesting stuff is going down. She did what she needed to in town.
Alright, so, keep inside the wall. How long are you guys spending in this cave before Victor digs you an escape shaft?
Well,
As long as it takes to dig the escape shaft?
I would like to recover to full FP and actually get my health back as well, but like...
It's
I'm
mostly
pretty
for
sure
the...
that's
Are
only
you
going to
staying
be
here
within an hour.
for the order of hours or the order of, like, a day or two?
Hours, not a day or two.
Yeah, I would also vote hours.
Yeah, hours make sense. Though also at the end of like the first hour when I have the FP that I'm not injuring myself while I wait to get refilled, I'm probably going to start creating bushes underground.
Okay.
What? My lord, why are you doing that?
Mostly trying to... I have a dumb idea on how to try and make this so it can't be used by other people.
Okay.
Okay.
I am also going to cast Essential Wood on each bush.
You have unlimited mana, and you can do what you want. Just don't crit fail.
I'm going to spend extra time to, like, not crit fail, because these are a few second long spells each. I will give myself, like, the +4 to make sure that, by doing 4 times as long, to make sure I don't crit fail.
+4 is 2 to the 4th times as long, but...
Whatever.
So
I'm
it still
assuming
takes
I
less
have
than
a
a
long
minute.
amount of time.
But the point is that's still probably less than a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Maybe 2 minutes.
yeah, that's 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Creating a bush at my level it takes 8 seconds. And actually, the Essential Wood spell will take a minute or two because of the fact that's actually a 30-second ritual.
So no, that's 16 times as long, but you're still waiting here for hours, so whatever.
Yeah.
How quick does FP recover?
1 per 15, or 1 per 10 minutes, 5 minutes if you have fit.
So you're fully recharged.
For FP, not HP.
Yeah.
Which is the one I am worried about.
How badly injured are you?
Fairly. So I'm not injured. I'm just beat to hell.
Because we theoretically do have healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
I would be very unlikely to remain standing in another fight.
So shove it into your hands if a fight starts.
Correct, yes.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'm getting the impression the answer is a decent chunk of looting and then Victor digs a tunnel out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we leave and it seems like we're a good ways away, I might then try to light the trees that the bushes I just put in this area on fire. Because I don't know how to actually destroy a mine, but I figure that might.
Things I meant to check on. I missed the statement about how dead the kids were, based on leaf slapping skill.
The
They're
answer is, I
stabilized.
believe, unless someone did something else, Victor stabilized them.
Yep.
Okay, we're getting those kids out of the mine before we set it on fire.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that we were burning them with.
Okay.
So what is the story we tell the children to convince them that they're not going to try to get revenge on us?
We don't. We leave so that they don't have a chance to identify us.
They can get revenge if they want, when they're older.
Okay, so not going to try to terrify them into not going after us, or try to spin some story about how the actions were evil and this was necessary.
We could try and explain it to them, but I'm not as afraid of their retaliation as I am of killing them.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't remember them actually even doing anything threatening or significant in that fight, so...
They didn't. That's why you don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so... It sounds like Victor's going to be basically making tunnels as you guys leave the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going out the way you came in, or making a new one?
Oh, I'm making a new one. And then closing it up behind us.
Will the people I'm with be able to hear that?
I'd probably be doing it somewhere fairly far away from where we came in, so probably not.
You'd have a decent number of, oh crap, I accidentally got to somewhere they were. Like, they'd be trying to follow you, but it's hard for them to do that. Eventually, you would have an exit tunnel somewhere in the wilderness.
That sounds perfect.
Which Anya would get notice of that, like,
And
they're
honestly,
definitely digging out of the mine.
And
given
that we now have no idea where we just came out at, I hope Terran's woken up.
And
I can't believe I just said that.
This has been, I'm gonna say 3-4 hours. Hey, Terran, how healed are you?
I am not healed enough. I am still.
Terran's still unconscious.
Well,
Oh,
I
goodness.
can extend the tree cover over us to make it so we're hidden and we have alarms around us if anyone else shows up.
Okay, I will start carrying bodies out of the mines.
You mean the 2 bodies?
The 3 bodies, because Terran isn't back up yet.
I
Okay,
kind
yes,
of assumed we were carrying those with us as we went through the mine.
Yeah, you have enough people who have a strength score that is like, it's annoying, but you can do it.
Okay. So I'll go back for Terran.
You guys are getting out without too many problems. The only real issue is, like... Well, actually, no. Only 2 of you are wanted men.
There's two of us.
Eirik and Taryn.
Got caught by the guards and ran away.
Fair enough. Also, does trying to set the mine on fire work at all?
Not really, it's made of stone.
Yeah, that's why I turned the bushes into essential wood, because it burns like 4 times as hot.
That helps, but what you really would have wanted was essential fire.
Yeah, I don't know that one yet.
It's fine. We took care
I'm
of the
afraid of
important
the
thing.
statement yet.
So did the mine collapse? Or
No.
No, but I'm hoping the death of all of their leadership keeps them out of business for a month.
And
Right, so
Let's just say business is definitely disturbed.
We also
Well,
attacked
this
the
has
actual
definitely
ritual
been
book.
disturbed by a lot. The
Between
thing
whatever-
that all of you would know, and like, the big thing actually is that, and Kristoff would know this, is the fact that Victor haven't really been seen by anyone, so they can do what they want to, but Eirik and Taryn should definitely not be seen in this town.
Yeah, we should
So-
all just I was
we
planning.
should book it.
I mean, honestly, if, Christoph will be allocating for us just getting the wagon together and leaving that night, but I assume he's been overruled.
Well,
We might want to
There's
wait for
partial-
Taryn to actually wake up.
there's Taryn waking up, and who's if your loot is currently buried under a river?
Oh, god damn it.
so
All right, fair enough. Christoph would not be advocating that we leave immediately then.
So you and Victor go back in town to find your way back in town so you can get the loot and start moving and get ready to move the wagon in the morning. I can use forest spells to just cover the area we're in and make it hard for people to find us, and also have the forest be an alarm system.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do we know anything about these kids?
You know
Think they
nothing
were the
besides
mages'
they're
kids?
apprentice mages. They're apprentice mages, they're like 14 or 15.
With herbalism, can I create a sleeping drop that just keeps them unconscious for the rest of the day?
They're still heavily injured and unconscious. They're stable, but
Oh god.
Yeah, but I don't want them
you
waking
can
up
tie them
before we
up and
leave
gag
tomorrow.
them easily to keep them from causing problems.
So,
Fair enough.
did we just create a tragic backstory for anime protagonists?
We did.
yes,
Shit.
We did.
What are we gonna do with these kids?
Ditch them in the woods. No, we can try convincing them. We can try intimidating them to never go after us again. We can try convincing them that the Lord and the Mage were an evil man, which, considering the ongoing repercussions that this would have had on the surrounding area, considering that they would be flooding with materials that would be bought up to be made into weapons during border hostilities that would then be found to be useless, that would probably cause some significant unrest and damage. We might be able to. We actually have a decent argument about that, because either they were really politically unaware of what they were doing and the surrounding situation, or they were intentionally creating that during border hostilities. So we do have an argument there. How much the kids are going to care of themselves is a separate story. We could convince them that the Fae from the forest is the real threat because she's the one that called this hit on their family,
I think
and therefore convince. What?
I think there's a long discussion to be had between Eirik and Aiden about what you do with the kids while you're sitting there as Victor and Kristoff go back into town.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that point, would I be able to run into Kristoff and Victor?
So Anya would probably hear that Kristoff and Victor are back in town about like 10 minutes after they get back to town.
Cool! I'm gonna head over there.
One of the reasons I wanted to go back to town.
Proposal. I propose that Sean and I take it to one-on-one chat.
I think this is a good idea, especially considering you two have a bunch of time to do whatever you want to with while everyone else is taking things to town.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. So first, Victor, where first we get back to town? Because look back the temperature in town is approximately rioting.
But why?
I told you I did stuff.
You come back, you find a large number of merchants demanding all of their money back, and a lot of their men bearing weapons, and the guards bearing weapons against them and saying they don't know what the hell's going on, but they're not allowing to allow the merchants to like go into the warehouse or the Lord's manor and take their money back.
You think
I
Andrew did a
see
good
what
job.
you did.
You see part of what I did.
Christoph will nod approvingly at the madness. This is how you make a getaway distraction.
So, where do you two go?
Probably the first place to look would be back at the inn. Because we have two goals, as I see it. One is to meet up with Anya, the other is to get our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The inn is pretty, all things considered.
Nick, you're
Your
breaking
ship's
up.
still there.
I mean, you sort of have three goals. There's the stuff we came with, the shit you stole, and you have to meet up with Anya.
Yeah, I'm lumping the two stuff things together.
Fair.
Because one of them is very easy. We go and we collect it and we walk out.
Yeah, you go to the inn, you collect your shit, you walk out. You like pay for the last night or whatever, and you're good.
Yeah.
Don't forget Terran's swords.
Do you grab the bag of rusty and or broken swords Terran has collected while you're here?
I ain't carrying it.
I'm strength 9, so probably not.
Okay. Terran is back down to the swords that he has on his person.
Damn it.
Actually, that's a better question. Did one of you, which of his weapons did people haul out with his body? I'm assuming it's all of them by default.
Yeah, whatever's on his body.
Okay.
Didn't he end up throwing a few of them?
Yes.
He wanted throwing a few of them. There's also, like, the Lord's sword, which you could grab.
We'd probably grab that. That's loot.
Okay.
The what is loot?
The sword that the Lord had.
Oh, I thought Aiden said he was giving that to Eirik.
Yep, I remember that.
Yep, that is the thing that happened.
I am not allowed to have nice swords.
You already have a nice sword. It's just that it's your
Exactly.
knife.
Yeah. So yeah, you get your stuff back fine. I'm gonna say Anya probably shows up while you're finishing getting all the bags out of the inn and into the wagon because you're bringing, like, 2 of you are carting around 6 people's bags and neither of you are the strong party members.
Yeah, that's gonna... But that's what the wagon is for.
But this is carting the bags to the wagon.
Yeah, it takes us some time, but we manage it.
Yeah, Anya just walks up with, like, crossed arms and a raised eyebrow. To the two of you.
Hey, our end went off without a hitch.
That is not how I would fucking describe what happened.
By ours, I mean the 2 of us. Some of the other idiots
Yeah, pretty
made
much.
mistakes.
Alright, fair enough. Because, let's face it, it's when, dumbass McGee and Eirik, did things that I realized that, you needed an in-town distraction.
Yeah, I had a whole plan that would have gone great. That it didn't involve the 2 of them tracking a dozen guards into the cave.
A dozen? You know there was another group behind that, right?
Christ.
Suddenly I'm glad I put that wall up.
Yeah.
Of course course you were the one who did that. And of course, you don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about because you didn't hear a damn thing I was yelling at you through it. All right, that's great.
What,
Yeah,
you were there with the
yelling
guards?
through-
Yeah! No one had any clue what was going on. It's a great time to kind of seize control and say, hey, I can actually help fix this. So, at least on the town side of things, I think the mine is pretty effectively shut.
Yeah, and we took all of we were able to take all the ritual books and at least one of the wizard's staffs. I don't know if he has a backup, but yeah, I don't think they'll be operating this again anytime soon.
Well, the one from his guild left town before you even went in there. So,
Oh, good.
what about the wizards who were here to begin with?
Well, the old one's, is he dead? He's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
You could have saved his life if you wanted to, but if you did not, he is dead.
Did not think of it. He would have been less urgent than his apprentices being kids. So,
I mean, he straight up tried to murder at least two of us. I'm not gonna feel too bad about that.
yeah. There's a couple of apprentice types out in the forest with Aiden and Eirik.
And what exactly are you planning on doing with those two?
They're going to figure something out while we're here.
Let's put our trust in Eirik, then.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I love how Anya's not even asking where Taryn is.
Well, I didn't mention him.
I know. No one has.
She'll find out eventually.
He's a meatball.
Really, in so many ways.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. I don't know that we can say the mine's gonna stay closed with 100% conviction, but I'd say it's looking pretty darn good. Market's dried up. Folks in town are a bit spooked now that they know the fair folk are pissed off at it. So, hopefully we've done everything we need to here. Where's the other? Taryn with the other twits.
Yeah, they're lying low for tonight.
Gee,
Yeah.
I can't imagine why. It's about time he did something smart.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of choice. He didn't fare too well in the fight at the bottom of the mine. He'll be fine by tomorrow at the rate he was going. But
It's Taryn, of course.
exactly. But he was unconscious when we left,
Yeah,
so he's not getting into trouble.
can't be too bad then.
But yeah, at the end of that fight, he kind of looked like he'd been beaten with a club made of coffee grinds.
What?
You heard me.
Memorable quotes.
This is what that chat's for.
Right, so, unless the two of you wanna run around, verifying that the mine's more shut down than we already think it is, I think it's about time we round everything up and get the hell out of here.
Yep, there's
I'd
a
rather
few things
be
to
out
pick
here.
up along the way, but that was pretty much what we were here to do.
Yeah, the only thing
Lead
we're
the
waiting
way.
on is once Terran's woken up, he needs to show us where his misplaced portion of the loot fell.
You did
In
what?
fairness, shouldn't Victor know where that is because he moved the Earth?
Yeah.
Victor knows
Yeah.
exactly where that is.
Oh, well, let's go. Yeah, well, then we need to go retrieve his dumped portion of the loot.
Let's get moving then.
That's not that hard to find at this point it's like buried randomly in the middle of the river, and people are up rioting in the middle of the night.
My poor soggy backpack. How could you?
And, of course, I'm assuming town is continuing to be a lovely trash fire.
Yes, very much so.
I regret nothing.
It is somewhat poignant that this is the session where riots were caused, and that is all I will say about that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so, let's say 10 hours later you all are on the road again. Let's jump back to Eirik and Aiden. You guys pass the camera while you're arguing about what you're going to do over the night.
Oh, perfect timing. I was typing some flavor text.
I'm not sure if this is really arguing as so much of Aiden listing off all the options with the thing of like, okay, so there's the like just ditch them here, there's the try to indoctrinate them, etc. Of just like, Aiden I don't think cares enough to be having an argument about this.
Eirik waffled a bit and then thought, well, we could just ask them what they would rather do when they wake up.
They're going to be unconscious for a while, unless one of you uses magic to wake them up.
I mean, I can slap a poultice on their face, but I'm not spending anything more expensive on them. Like,
Have I seen somebody this bad off before?
Taryn.
Oh,
It's a
they're nowhere near as bad off as Terran. But no, you've seen plenty of guardsmen this bad before. Usually they're like, yeah, they're gonna be under for a few days and like may not make it, but they got some magical healing, so these two are probably all right.
like
How long
I
is
guess
it back
could
to the...
just-
Good.
I was going to say, like, you go first, Ricky.
How long is it back to the city? Our city.
Like probably 2 hours walk.
Oh, wow, we're
Oh,
not that
wait,
far
you
out.
mean like your city, not the city nearby?
Yeah, no, how far is it back to our own territory where I have jurisdiction?
Oh. Let's go over that map, shall we? 4 or 5 days.
Okay, so we could start heading back, and by the time they wake up, we'll still be in their territory, and we can turn them loose if that's what they
don't
want.
we have to go to the other town that has where the work on the bridge is happening first?
Which is distinctly not their territory.
Which gives them even more time to wake up.
I thought we were basically done with our obligations to the bridge.
I thought
Or does
Victor still
Victor-
had work to do.
Yeah.
And that the rest of us were theoretically there for moral support and bodyguard still.
And to establish a Church of the Goose.
There's still really bit of work to do, but that can occur in like fluff time.
Well, the important thing is, do we need to go back there? And it sounds like the answer is yes.
You have to at least go back and report in saying we're going home.
Okay. Yeah, that can be fluff time.
So the kids have time to wake up, is what I'm hearing.
So, yeah, we're apparently going for the strategy of wait for the kids to wake up and then talk to them.
See, I have the bad person idea, which is town wouldn't be happy to see you again, given what you were doing with the mine.
I mean, that's nicer than
which
my
we can
idea
bring
of. That's nicer than my idea of just leave them in the campsite when we leave for the day. And
Not leaving them behind, but like when they wake up, tell them that like, yeah, I mean you could go back, but it's probably going to be really dumb.
no,
Well, we should
no, I mean,
explain
I'm
the
saying
whole
like,
situation
The
with them.
entire town is pissed off about the mine with all the angry merchants. The mine managed to piss off the local fae. the fact that you were selling materials that were said to be high-grade weapons next to border skirmish that are not actually usable as high-grade weapon material also is going to probably make a lot of people that have armies mad at you. They're not in a particularly good place.
So why don't we go just help you set up a new life somewhere else?
I think that we have enough power between those of us assembled here to set them up a life back in our own country.
Thoughts exactly.
Like, that depends on how attached they were to their dad, but...
Moot point, Dad's 6 feet under.
Considerably more than that.
Yeah, I feel like... So, I'm not sure why I'm the one who apparently knows this, but I feel like they might be angry with us about that.
Still think we should have left him in the campsite.
I recognize that they may be angry, but the reality is that they need to decide how they want to live the rest of their life.
And leaving them in the campsite just seems a little too cold.
Yep.
They may not survive that in their current state. The only reason that they're going to make it right now is because they've received some healing. All it takes is a curious animal, and they won't make it.
Mm-hmm.
And with everyone here on hand, if they start to take a turn for the worse, it will be dealt with. It will be fixed immediately.
Yep.
I feel the need to point out for you, if you're traveling down roads, you could just like drop them off at a random town near the place that, or a random small village on the outskirts of the town they were at.
If that's what they want.
Which Kristoff will suggest that as soon as every single village comes in sight.
Yeah, which has been brought up to Eirik already as an option. Like,
I think we should ask them what they want.
Aiden's response to this plan of ask them what they want to do and wait for them to wake up was, ooh, going for the risky option, how bold of you.
Yeah, no, Anya's firmly in Eirik's camp on this one.
And I'm just like, once they're outside their own town, we can leave them anywhere and they can decide what they want to do on their own.
It's no skin off our backs to take them with us back to our country, if that's what they want. We're already heading that direction.
If I get killed in my sleep by some snot-nosed kid, I'm gonna be pissed.
We already have to stand watch and shifts anyways, so...
Also,
Do you
we already
really think they're competent enough to pull that off?
Also, we already got Terran. I'm just saying.
I also already quite nearly killed them once, so... They would be daft to try it again.
Though let it never be said that teenagers only make smart decisions.
Eirik gives you a very pointed look and says, yes, I know.
So how long does it take Terran to wake up? And is it him or the kids who wake up first?
It's certainly him. How long does it take Taryn to wake up, Izzy?
How long are we on the road for?
Multiple days.
You guys said we were heading out as soon as we were leaving that night, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
What is watch shift?
Kristoff's pretty much not banged up at all, so he'll probably take a first watch.
Look,
Yeah,
Aiden,
Anya will take one.
Aiden casts a alarm spell on the campsite and then goes to bed. That is his contribution to watch.
Oh wait, we're not traveling during night. There's just going to be a campsite. All right, let me rephrase. If it's just at a campsite, then who's got the watch? Probably in the early AM.
I feel like it's me.
I'm a warrior.
Taryn, it took you long enough.
What happened, Sir Eirik? Did we win?
We did.
That's
He's going to gesture at the two kids who are still unconscious. Dump someplace on a bedroll and be like, they didn't do much better than you did.
I thought I did great. I was a true warrior. That evil dragon man casting his earth breath on me.
quite nearly took me out, too.
But you were able to slay the dragon, Sir Eirik?
He's dead now.
We should be rejoicing. Why did we go and celebrate in the town? Killing a dragon is something every town should be happy about.
We may... Some of the people that we killed in there may or may not have been leadership of that town, and it would be best if we were not anywhere nearby when they found out what happened to their lord.
Wait, just...
It might take them a while.
Taryn is going to turn around and stare back in the direction of the town, looking
Or
in the
they're
wrong
mine.
direction. Looking in the wrong direction. So you're saying is the dragon ruled the entire town? And he mind-controlled an entire town?
He was a
And now
human, Taryn. A human.
A dragon pretending to be a human?
No, a human like you or I, just a human. Actually, I'm not so sure about you, but a human like me.
Right over Taryn's head. Solid fail by 6 right there. I don't understand. Where's the dragon man that was attacking us then?
A human. The human man who was attacking us, the mage, is...
Dragon mage, yes.
He's dead.
He's dead, yes. Where is he?
He's still in the mine. We left him there.
I thought we were supposed to destroy the mine.
We tried. We definitely tried. It's, as far as I know, it's still on fire. But fire is quite enough to...
That's not going to work. Dragons are immune to fire.
He's definitely dead. I promise.
But wait, was the dragon the wizard or was dragon the lord? No, wait, these two said they worked for the lord, right? And you said that the dragon was the lord who was controlling the town, which means they're still mind-controlled by the dragon lord.
No, I said neither of them were dragons.
Taryn is going to quick draw his sword.
Taryn, they're not the enemy.
Roll for yeet.
I successfully quick drew my sword. But you said they were being controlled by the dragon lord.
Said that they had worked for the lord who was entirely human.
Doesn't make sense. If he was entirely human, then he wouldn't be a dragon.
Regardless of what the lord was, if you kill 2 human children while they are sleeping, you will never be a knight.
I don't need to be a knight. I just need to be a warrior. Also, look at them. Are you sure we can honestly say that they're sleeping? Taryn's going to walk over to them and, like, pull one of their eyelids open and just, like, stare back into it.
Very unconscious.
Not getting any reaction. Very unconscious.
What do you think they're doing, Taryn? Come over here, set your sword down, and tell me what you think is going on.
Well, with that tactics roll right there, Taryn is going to explain a very clearly laid out battle plan that a dragon could easily come up with that is going to require you to make several migraine rolls until the sun comes up.
Look, whatever I gotta do to save these kids.
You don't understand. See, the dragons, they're clever. Maybe they only want us to think they're injured, and really they just put a hypnosis spell on so they won't respond until they declare the word attack. Or maybe they see a fire breath. Maybe, actually, that's an idea. If we wake up Aiden right now and we tell them to make a fire jet, and if they wake up, that means we'll know that they were under the dragon's hypnosis, and they will only attack us if he breathes his fire breath out in the air.
At this point, Eirik is probably out of coffee and is going over to Anya's backpack to try and sneak some, because it's for a good cause.
With Anya's acute hearing, she might hear Taryn ramble.
Multiple times.
Huh?
I feel like Eirik has to roll for that multiple times, given one of his disadvantages.
Has to roll for headaches?
Actually doing that.
Oh, stealing coffee.
Yes.
By the way, I found a colorized image of Taryn explaining his plans in the Just Fireball chat.
Okay. I would like to.
Yes.
I would like to point out that I very much passed both of those rolls.
You did.
I am
You're good.
Stick your
dedicated.
head directly into
What
the
you
coffee
want.
beans.
Coffee is that important.
Can I make a common sense roll, Nick?
No, of course you can't. You're Terran.
Fair
Let's
enough. So as you're going to get coffee from Anya's sack, Taran is just going to grab a handful and throw them into his mouth because he doesn't.
No, no, that is contested. That is definitely contested.
Eirik, contest this.
Okay, what do I contest with?
I swear, if you
Roll or
vomit,
crime.
if
Or
you
wrestling.
vomit into my bag,
You
will be going.
You do realize there is going to be a ruckus.
Judah.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe this is
Judah.
when other party members will wake up.
Are you judoing me away from the bag?
I am judoing you away from the bag,
What is my response to judo, Nick?
and I also failed by 3.
Dodge, maybe.
Huh?
Roll dodge.
I failed by 3 though.
It's okay. It's okay. I failed by 4.
You have a much easier time because Terran.
Oh, okay.
Also, you can use like I all out because I don't expect him to punch me.
Yeah, at this point, Anya starts coming to, sees the scuffle going on like 3 inches from her head, and just like lays there, stares at the sky, and like, why the hell is this my life? And then just like outright haymakers into whichever body is closer.
You probably haymaker as soon as a couple of coffee beans dribble from your sack onto your forehead.
You're assuming.
So
that
that'll hit if whoever is, unless whoever's there is dodges, and I don't know which of you it is.
So I probably have the lower dodge. What's your dodge?
Crap, did you guys take me out of my armor?
Yes. Did we actually?
You're still injured
Not-
enough that you're at half dodge, Terran.
That
Oh.
would have required touching your armor, which I'm not sure any of us can bring ourselves to
Actually,
do.
Anya would have
You have
removed.
1 health.
Anya would have removed Terran's armor.
Okay, and if I'm at half dodge at that point, I'm rolling against a 4.
So why don't like both of you dodge, and whoever fail? Okay, it hits Terran. That's a crit fail.
Oh yeah, that is a crit fail. Shit, how much damage does the haymaker do? I
I
might
fails
be
on dodge don't normally matter.
I don't know how much damage that would do. Just wabam.
A point of damage.
I have
And
to roll
Karen is
HT.
unconscious again.
I have to roll HT. I'm fine.
I mean, you probably have a shiner now, but
I already had a shiner.
It's darker.
Terran could accurately be described as one giant bruise currently.
yeah. At this point, Anya's just sitting up, like. By the way, I have slow riser, and I haven't had my fucking coffee yet.
Eric's going to hand her her bag of coffee.
Eirik is.
Why would you?
Anya accepts this truce and like just kind of shuffles over to begin actually making some coffee.
Why would you eat that? It tastes disgusting. Taryn says, picking up a coffee bean.
Don't you dare put that in your mouth.
He can't vomit in my bag anymore. It's not my problem.
I have to say, I was half expecting the bag of coffee beans to be your pillow.
You wake up in the morning. What's that smell? Folgers.
It's Taryn.
The best part of waking up
Folgers in your pillowcase.
is Folgers to make you forget that you have migraines.
If Eirik gives puppy dog eyes, Anya might make enough for him.
Eirik is definitely staring longingly at the coffee beans.
Roll accidental sex appeal. Like, I know that's technically Nick's job to say, but like...
No, you're right. This is why I got it. That,
yeah, it works.
my friends, is a pass by many.
You just see Taryn
Pass
looking.
by 7.
You see Taryn looking between the two of you, and the bean just slowly makes its way to his mouth.
Anya's not even paying attention to that.
I would like to smack the bean out of his hand.
Sure, hey Terran, we'll dodge again.
Yeah, while Eirik is distracted to do that, his cup gets refilled.
Sir Eirik, I'm hungry. Feels like I
Don't-
haven't eaten anything in months.
If you're hungry, eat fucking food.
Eat something, but don't eat that bean because I am not cleaning up vomit today.
Actually, you know what? Eat that and then go look at Aiden. It'll be fine.
I potentially am waking up from all of this fighting, and I just throw a poultice at Terran's face and then roll back asleep.
Nick, roll poultice.
I'm not
Haven't
going to
you
roll
had-
that. You guys roll that. You already know what those do.
No,
You've had them applied to you.
Oh,
Have you
shit.
eaten? Have you eaten one? Because I guarantee that Terran's eating this one right now.
I'm assuming if he's throwing at me when I'm saying I'm hungry, my mouth is already open.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you just baby birding?
I believe the answer is yes.
Oh my god.
How much do your poultices heal, Sean?
1 HP.
Okay, I am back to 2 HP. And I am underwater.
Oh, it's this one.
I mean, technically, was underwater one of the specific ones?
It was for one of them, but I
That
thought
was-
that was random mushrooms.
Yes, that was mushrooms. This just makes me loopy. Taryn is just going to be sitting in the corner, just going like this.
You know what? He ain't moving. Whatever. It's fine.
I've caffeinated myself through my caffeine stash and into Anya's, so I'm pretty sure I'm immune at this point.
Although, depending on how long that keeps going on, it is going to consider the remaining very hot water and start kind of like switching her glare between it and Terran. God damn it. Well! Yeah, after about 10 minutes, Anya eventually just, like, grabs the pot, stands up, takes 2 second swords, and just, like, throws it at him.
I'm loopy. I still have dodge. Dodging out of the way so it hits Aiden instead. I fail.
Yep, enjoy. Congratulations, you just had a bath.
But it's not.
Just kind of stomps back, plops back down by the fire, goes back to not glaring at her coffee.
If only you had more hot water.
No, I'm starting to make some more. There's still another mug's worth of coffee left. Oh my god.
Check on the kids.
Yeah, can you just say they wake up and the first thing they see is Taryn sitting there doing that, Nick?
You know what? The answer is no, 'cause they're going to be unconscious for several more days.
Who did we
Unless
lose?
Terran manages to sleep later also.
We lost Sean.
We lost Sean.
No.
The kids assassinated him. I told you we should have left him in the woods.
I kind of got disconnected.
Damn it, Sean.
We
I
thought
was
the
just
kids
about to convince-
assassinated you.
I was just about to convince them to leave the kids for dead in the woods. You've ruined everything.
Why were you killing the kids in the woods?
Because they killed.
Because clearly they assassinated you.
Yeah, they disconnected you.
Because, as Taryn said, they're mind controlled by a dragon.
Yeah,
No,
Dragon.
they ain't.
Possibly plural.
Boy!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
let me
like
repeat.
how. I wonder if anyone else is surprised the fact that Aiden has not been the one constantly advocating for child murder.
I never said we should murder the kids. I said we should just leave them behind in the woods.
Eirik is
Also-
pleasantly surprised by this show of immense character from Aiden.
Victor's not terribly surprised because Aiden's made it fairly clear he simply doesn't care.
He also probably thinks that in another few years, one of them will be, one or both of them will be willing
Would be
to get him.
attracted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just for the hell of it, before Taryn's loopiness wears off, he's going to be burbling their unconscious mouths as well.
That's a thing to wake up to.
Look, let's be honest. This is way better than the alternative of what Taryn would be doing, so...
The alternative was any of the other alternatives.
Alright, so a couple of days later, you roll out to the town that you're actually familiar with and are lauded as heroes in.
Also, by the way, just for the hell of it, by the end of that day where Taryn is loopy, all of his bruises, his shiner, etc. are gone. He looks probably in better shape than everybody else in the party by the end of the day.
Yeah, Eirik looks definitely a little grumpy about the fact that his shiner is taking longer to heal.
Come on, Sir Eirik, let's spa tomorrow morning.
I'd maybe give it another couple days.
I feel great.
Yeah, but you gotta give an old dog like me some time to recover, alright?
Victor hasn't healed the shiner at all?
I don't need to heal Terran. He'll recover on his own.
Eirik's.
Oh,
I meant Eirik.
Yes, that I would absolutely heal if asked.
I think probably the next day after the penalty resets.
Yes, that I had assumed it was already another day.
Okay. Awesome.
Like, if Eirik forgets to ask for healing, I will go and just tell Victor to heal Eirik.
Eirik isn't forgetting, he's just not saying anything about it because it doesn't look like anything terrible is going to happen for a couple days.
So, new party responsibilities for Aiden. Make sure Eirik actually gets loot whenever we go adventuring, and make sure Eirik actually gets healed when we go adventuring.
Yeah, if there's actual adventuring, healed for sure. But in the absence of a request for healing, I don't know that I'm going to push it. Particularly for something that, you know, like, a black eye hurts, but it's not going to be like Terran's a meatball.
Look.
To be fair, even at full HP, Taryn's a meatball.
Look,
Yeah.
here's one of the reasons why I would want to heal Eirik. Because if he decides that he needs to hit on other people instead, there's only a limited number of us in this.
I'm actually curious what that order is.
Kill Eirik as bait to draw in attention. Oh god. Is this what I have become?
This is what you were as soon as you took accidental sex appeal.
I know what I did. I regret nothing.
Like, you decided to take that after I had already discussed some of Aiden's many, many character flaws with you?
It is still the best decision.
See, okay, but there was a moment that I had where I had to decide, is Eirik just a dad or is he also a daddy? And there was only one correct answer to that. So as much as I know what I did, I also feel like there was only one correct answer to that question.
We can respect this answer.
Yeah.
Beat you to it!
I think I made that decision while talking to Wash.
Surprise me not, this does.
Alright, so you guys are actually going to be pretty much in the territory that you're known in when the kids wake up. The question for you is, the hell sort of situation are they going to wake up to in terms of, like, everything?
Ideally, a fairly calm one.
Here's a
Yeah.
better question. What has Aiden fed me? Because I'm sure
Why am I responsible for feeding you?
I am confident of everybody in the party, you're the one most likely to feed me something because you're bored.
See,
And yet, I'm the one who has the actual track record of having done so.
yeah, like I think it's less that I threw the poultice at you that I was bored. It was the I wanted you to shut up.
How'd that work out for you?
It worked out pretty well. I'm pretty sure I got to go back to bed.
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase it. What does Anya feed me?
Food! Actual food! Stay the hell away from my coffee.
I would never eat any of that disgusting stuff. Why? I don't understand why you drink it. It tastes so... Ah.
Addiction is hell of a drug.
And that's what I think about half the wild plants that you stuff in your mouth raw, and yet here we are.
Plants are good for you. Ask Aiden.
I'm not even going to dignify that one with a response.
That's probably the conversation they wake up to.
It probably is, and Anya's like kind of sitting nearby, just keeping an eye on them in general.
If I find you trying to grab snacks from my herbalism bag... Well, actually, I've determined that lighting you on fire doesn't seem to do anything, so I will have to think of something.
To be fair...
No, this is why you get the essential fire.
No.
To actually burn it.
Hold on, let me roll stealth to see what happens. I pass stealth. The question is, does Sean notice me looking for a snack in his
Do you
bag?
actually steal from my bag?
I don't know. Nick, do I have to roll filch for that?
Yes.
I do notice Taryn doing this.
I pass filch by more than my stealth.
I passed perception by 6.
Yeah, Sean and I both rolled 6s to perceive that.
Okay, well, I only passed my stealth by 2.
Yeah, so Aiden notices.
You get smacked by a tree.
Is it fruit bearing?
Well, Nick, is the tree fruit bearing?
It's a pine tree.
You see Taryn latch onto a pine cone as he gets smacked away.
Yeah, Anya's kind of just gonna like scruff Taryn and drag him another foot towards her.
The kids probably think this is just a group of child abusers now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the kids...
Make up into the middle of this. The question is, like, in transporting them, like, are they tied up? Just in a pile in the wagon?
I think we have been giving bedrolls and things like that. Still tied up, of course, but like...
Like, their hands are tied together, but like, we make sure that it's not an awful way. We try to make them comfortable when we're traveling.
Say hands and feet, and they're on a bedroll or something, so they don't bump around too much.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume I have done prisoner transport before.
Yep. Alright, so based off my entirely scientific method of rolling dice to determine which of them wakes up first, you hear the boy, like, groaning and shifting about more earlier. Like,
Hey, welcome back to the world of the living.
He just sort of freezes.
What's your name?
Rice?
Did he say rice?
Karen, you're not allowed to eat him.
Bryce, my name is Eirik. This is my lord Aiden. This is Anya, and Victor and Kristoff, and that's Taryn.
Taryn shoves a pine cone in his mouth.
God. Good afternoon, my lord.
What is
He's
the name of the
being
town that we
very
were?
quiet, and like he woke up and you immediately just like blood drains from face.
So,
Looks up at
to
us
ask
in
you a
general,
couple-
or
Yes, you in
Okay.
general, especially you.
okay. I was really hoping he wouldn't remember that.
I'm pretty sure it's hard to forget, unless you actually gave him brain damage. Would you have preferred to have actually given him brain damage?
Look, I don't know. There's a couple of times that sometimes you lose memory when you go out. I was hoping.
In my medical opinion, as a guy who slaps leaves on people's faces, if you get knocked out and you don't remember and you've lost memories, you probably should find the medical opinion of someone who doesn't slap leaves on faces.
Hey, Victor, sometimes when I go unconscious, I forget things.
You forget things even without going unconscious, boy.
But yes,
in the first place.
That's normal, right?
Not to that degree.
so,
Sorry.
Rice, we have a few questions to ask you about what you would like to do from here, because unfortunately, I have to strongly recommend that you do not go back to the town you were previously residing in. There is angry mobs of merchants, very upset about being scammed. The people you are doing business with through those merchants are probably also going to send their displeasure. And you also pissed off the Fae local to this region, which, in all honesty, are probably the bigger threat because they're far more creative in making their displeasure.
Not to mention that you aided in some subterfuge that has implications for border security for two nations.
He's just gonna sort of stare at a lot of that without much reaction, very confused. I've never really lived anywhere else.
We can help you get set up somewhere else. Don't you worry about that.
So,
Anya's actually going to like move forward and start like taking off the bindings since the kid's not being hostile.
Eirik will hold out a hand and be like, "Hey, we should figure out what we're doing next."
So,
I mean,
we
gotta
do
keep the
have
kid
some
out.
options back in the territory we are from. We have connections to various guard, knight, army organizations that would be happy to take in a mage and give you a way to sustain yourself that way. But if you have other preferences for just being let go in some particular territory, well, this is the city that we're going to be in for a little bit. This is the city we'll be returning to after. If there's anywhere along the way that you want to be dropped off at.
Where exactly are all you from?
We're from,
I'd say the name, but my portrait is blocking half of it.
no, we're from the Kingdom
Oh,
of
they
Poland.
don't like they don't like our kind there.
People are people.
Do I actually know any reason on why they would explicitly not like his kind there?
He is literally a barbarian, according to all of the people back home.
Yeah, but if you dress him up and get him some better clothes, how many people are actually going to notice?
Especially if they've got people vouching for them.
That is an argument that you can easily make.
Like,
I was about to say, in my previous position, I worked as marshal for an estate. I can vouch for you if you don't cause us trouble, and if you're willing to try and make a decent life for yourself.
I got a hell of a lot of contacts in various industries, depending on what you decide you want to do. Could
And if
reach
you'd
out.
rather pursue your earth magic, well, I know quite a number of people who employ such mages. We have a guild, even.
That
The
may be the
positions
best match.
Eirik is offering you is basically the same positions that that I can offer, so those have already been put out on the table.
You're bringing us here into.
You're cutting in and out, Nick. I'm not sure what
I'm sorry.
you said.
He's basically just stammering like you're going, bring us in there and find us a place.
If you want,
Yes, absolutely.
we can do that.
Do you have any preference for what type of work you'll be doing in the future?
Yeah, give him some time to think about it. It's a pretty big choice.
That's fair. We probably should also let him discuss with his sister when she wakes up. If she isn't just pretending to still be unconscious next time.
The body immediately flinches. You are fired.
Yes, called it.
What was it that you were doing in your apprenticeship?
Learning from father.
Oh, that's really nice. Who was your father?
Eirik looks a little grim.
What
Not now, Taryn.
Eirik looks just a little bit grim.
He said that we'd finally be able to help him with something.
Eirik looks to Aiden like, you want to take one for the team here?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if that look is the you want me to confess to the murder of their father, you want me to try to spin a story about how their father's ritual was going to require human sacrifice eventually. Like, I was discussing which way we wanted to approach this before, and you said you were just going to be honest with them, so...
True.
Though, I mean, I'm probably... his staff is probably just leaning against the wagon, so... They might be able to put 2 and 2 together on their own.
On that topic, son, there's something I should tell you. Your father didn't make it out of the mine.
He looks like he wants to say something but doesn't. Instead, his sister's like, "You murdered him, didn't you?" Well, you killed him, killed Lord Mayor. Why?
Because he was an evil dragon.
Okay, Taryn, you shut the hell up.
Taryn, you're not allowed to participate in this conversation. You now have to go and sit in the corner over there.
But I want to sit in the corner over there.
A warrior would sit in the corner over there.
Does that work on me? No, it doesn't.
I'm legitimately surprised by that.
I mean, he had to
He
roll.
managed his self-control roll. It's amazing.
That doesn't make any sense. A warrior wouldn't need to go over there and sit in the corner. A warrior would go stand over there and watch for dragons.
And he's just
That
going to
works
kind
too.
of like use the hand on the scruff of Taryn's neck to like push him down to the ground, so he's like got a mouthful of dirt that he's mumbling into. She's going to turn to the kids and be just like, "Real sorry about what happened to your dad, kiddos. What happened back in the mine was a goddamn mess."
And they're just gonna start saying, and you help us even with that?
Weren't your fault what happened.
They are highly confused.
Like, as established by your blank looks, the two of you have no idea that the actions that were going on in your town had a very good chance of causing a Cold War to become a hot war, so...
Look,
Not your fault.
short version is, the stuff you were making in the mine was fake in a way that, A, was gonna make all the money you were making from it was gonna end up pissing a lot of people off and they were gonna come for retribution. Well, second, everything you were doing down there was pissing the Fae off. So, Unfortunately, your dad and the lords of the place weren't just going to listen to that and take a line down.
Further, your father tried to kill me, nearly killed Taryn, and you didn't. You considered leaving.
And also, we can recognize that we left you in a rough spot. That's our fault, not yours.
They're both just sort of nod. It's like, but you said you'd help us get set up out in paradise, right?
Absolutely.
Paradise?
Where's paradise?
Oh, it's
Compared to here?
Like where there's food, you have things. There's not fighting all the time.
Wait, you hungry? You want some food?
Don't take his food. We'll give you food. Just don't take whatever he eats. Trust me.
Yeah, calling that boy a garbage disposal is putting it lightly when you're talking about his diet.
I don't know.
But yes, we'll get you set up back where we come from. And there's not fighting all the time.
They used to get the like, are you giving me a deal with the devil? What is the catch here? But they both just sort of nod.
If I can read that expression on their face, I'll say the catch is you don't try and kill us for killing your dad. You become one of us, and you work with us.
There's like, all right, well, Dad's dead, and you have us now, so all right.
Eirik kind of looks over at Aiden and says, "See, they're reasonable."
You all here at Taryn.
I think we accomplished the intimidate them plan without even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more working for evil dragons.
So I would have been tempted to go that the deal with the devil is that I'm keeping the staff.
I think you could get away with taking the staff.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to question that I've taken the staff.
Yeah.
The deal with the devil is probably you have to put up with Taryn for the rest of this journey.
You're not wrong. Well, yeah, but that's not unique to them.
Look, you guys are responsible for this trip for feeding Taryn.
I can feed myself. I'm a warrior.
Somebody explain.
It's a
the
little
rules of
bit
feeding
less
Taryn.
that they're responsible for making sure you get fed, as they're responsible for making sure you don't eat anything valuable.
That's fair. That tracks.
Also, I forget, do we only have one wagon or do we have multiple wagons?
We took one wagon with us to the town, but I believe that between everything that had been bringing materials for the bridge, the larger group we came with does have multiple wagons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was the girl's name, Nick? I missed that.
Carrie and Bryce.
Oh, is it Bryce or Rice?
B-R-Y-C-E. I'm just going to post it in general.
Oh, I thought you said Rice earlier.
Well, that's what I heard, which is why Taryn perked up.
Which is why I said you weren't allowed to eat him.
Yup.
I'm glad someone told him not to eat the prisoner. Great starting point.
I wouldn't eat a person, Sir Eirik.
Would you eat a dragon?
Depends on how well it was seasoned.
Then we don't trust you around people.
Actually know what seasoning is.
I'm a little surprised.
It's
Sure.
anything that makes his tongue burn, so arguably a lot of food.
Mostly fire.
As we move closer to town, I would say to Victor, hey, you might want to talk to those kids about what you guys have got going over at the Earth Movers Union in more detail. That might be a good fit for them.
Good idea. I'll
Alternately,
give him a spiel about that, about sort of what the union is, how we work, what the opportunities are for talented Earth mages like themselves, with myself as an example.
Taryn will also point out we have to.
Taryn is not part of this conversation. Nick?
Did he disappear?
Did we
I'm thinking.
drop our
So-
DM?
They just nod along with a decent chunk of what Victor's saying. Until you, so it's just like, but you mean you're not?
You broke up, Nick, or you just stopped talking. I can't tell the
Oh,
difference.
sorry. Damn it, Mike. This is what I get for trying to make sure my keyboard does not sound through my mic.
This is what you get for having a ridiculously loud keyboard.
It's
In
an
fact,
amazing
you-
keyboard. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the keyboard has been quieter this time around.
It's true.
So has
It's
Nick.
because I put an AI in charge of deciding what actually comes out of my mic.
That explains a lot.
It needs more
Oh.
training.
They nod along with some of what Victor is saying, but are clearly confused about some things, especially as it relates to, like, how the Earth Movers get paid and why they're not just in charge of things.
Anya's going to be just kind of like listening in on the conversation and like trying to help fill in some of the information and making it clear that it is okay to ask questions. We know it's a different culture for you guys.
Yeah. You know, there's not that many of us, and well, a mage is generally no match for a sword in the face, and there's plenty of people around with swords. So, like, also we're not the only magical group in the first place.
You're not?
Oh no.
What?
There's schools of magic. There's the temples have magic, especially those jerks at we never did get around to coming up with a name for that particular church.
No, we did not. It's a thing that we'll need to do in the future.
The Church
Yep.
of Turkey.
Yes, definitely the Church of the Turkey.
Screw those guys. That schism was violent.
It's a very foul schism.
I'm just going to accept that this is the second game I've been in with Bird Pantheon.
Damn it. And because it's the goose, it's another bad idea, Bird Pantheon.
Yup.
Mhm. Oh,
Oh no,
Bird.
my last game's Bird Pantheon was great. I don't know what any talking.
Yeah,
Sure.
basically magic is like red hair. It's not common, but it's not uncommon either. But that doesn't mean there's a ton of people around who can use it. At the same time, it doesn't mean that you are necessarily the right person to be in charge. And there are certainly more people who can train and use a sword than can learn magic.
I'm a warrior.
They're looking immensely skeptical about this, but not questioning it.
I mean, also plenty of the nobles will have a mage on retainer.
A singular. And like
Retainer
dozens to
also
hundreds.
usually can afford better reagents and wand staves and the like than those working for non-nobles.
I see where you're going with this, Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm especially awesome because I'm just a noble who happens to be a mage.
You keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, it just means you don't need mages on retainer.
Yeah.
And you would keep all of those fancy reagents and staffs and wands for yourself.
Yeah, not that I really use reagents much.
I mean, Dolbin always used to use reagents.
What always used to use reagents?
Dolbin.
Oh,
Who?
He's Lord Alexander's advisor and enchanter.
Wait, Terran remembered someone's name? Who he hasn't seen in a while? Hang on.
Blasphemy.
This does not make sense.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this. And I'm now switching part of my vote on what the hell is Tyrion's Steel story to being homunculus.
I mean,
my vote's
he's
still
got
on
gluttony.
Changeling.
I'm just saying he's got gluttony down.
Alright. So, it takes a good while longer to get back to home. British and Gary are still pretty nervous around all of you, especially Eirik.
Just to clarify, when
Ouch.
you say home, do you mean where we're building the bridge or after their home in the big city?
You did give them a very brutal concussion, and then didn't throw Kristoff under the bus under the wagon as the one who actually killed their father.
I just finished him off. Eirik did most of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have lived.
Yeah,
if-
I just
if he
don't know
would've-
what good it would do to throw anybody under the bus over killing their father.
Besides, he would have lived if any of us had cared more. So
Yeah,
we're all pretty
it's-
responsible.
See, that's the thing
Not
is that
wrong.
nobody cared. And that Eirik probably thought about it as they were leaving the cave and was like, no, screw that guy.
Also, just to clarify, don't you put this on my shoulders. I was unconscious for a full day.
So this is Eirik punishing himself. Got it.
Listen,
We know what he's about.
When has it not been this is Eirik punishing himself?
I have found that if you create a character that has no angst at the beginning of campaign, they'll find it.
You just want to
You're
add
not
more.
wrong.
Didn't you start with angst already?
No! I had no angst. I had zero
Eirik
angst. The
had-
angstiest thing about Eirik in background is that he's a little sad that he hasn't gotten married yet.
And that he has to deal with Aiden.
That's it. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Also, the fact that Aiden's dad is like 10 years older than you but looks 20 years younger.
Yeah, no, there's that. He's very vain and sad that he looks like he's 50 at the age of 35.
I did not realize Eirik was that young.
Eirik
Yeah,
is-
Eirik
Eirik
is
is
actually
not
way
old.
younger than he looks.
He has gray hair because he has to deal with idiots all day. And he's covered in scars because he's not great at managing risk. Also, like, totally ask about the scars. None of them are angsty. I promise.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure you've learned at this point if Aiden is trying to ask you about the scars, it's just a excuse to try and get shirtless.
I feel like I fell for it all of once, and then was like, wait a minute.
I don't know, I feel like I could have pulled it off twice.
I could have probably pulled it off twice. You've got really high social stats.
Maybe 3 times, just to be safe.
Yeah, but the third time, Eirik was already drunk. So, like, impaired judgment. And then he woke up and he was like, damn it! Not again. Fool me thrice, shame on the liquor.
Yep, but
So anything that happens after we get to town and drop off the kids at the not orphanage?
I mean, Here's the question: is actually going to step up to help try and get them acclimated to things?
Well, it depends.
Anya.
Are they going to go for the Earth Movers Association? Do they want to be put in some random guard? Do they want Anya's merchant contacts? Like, whose job offer are they taking?
I mean, regardless, Anya's going to help them with, like, cultural acclimation and all that.
There's a lot of that.
Yup, there's gonna be. But, like, honestly, helping the two of them with that is less work than Terran's everything, so...
Well, Terran would actually bring up along the travels that if we brought them to, like, maybe his lord's town or another border county, it would be less of a cultural shock because they're dealt with people on both sides, and it's not a big city.
Terran had a tactical thought.
Again, in less eloquent words, they're used to seeing dragons, so why not leave them in one of the border estates where they're more likely to see a dragon and not be stuck in the cities?
That's actually a really good idea. Not because of the dragons.
Never because of the dragons.
Because, Nick, remind me, is where the cart is currently where we are? I thought we were farther west.
Back to that, because I was on a different screen. So that is where you were. Where Anya's icon is where the home base is.
Yeah, but I thought where we met the Fae and we had to go to pick up the supplies was closer to over here.
It lived over in here.
Yeah, the reason why I bring this up is because we had to go pick up the supplies, that would mean we would have to pass by Terran's home estate. If people liked that idea.
I mean, it might be a chance to get some fucking questions answered.
Like, is he a changeling?
That's
Like,
as good a place
okay.
as any.
Before we get to his town, we need to finalize bets. Is he a changeling? Is he the kid that got taken and replaced with a changeling? Is he a homunculus? Is he a bastard son with a lot of problems?
I'd like you to know that I have 10 gold on changeling.
Yeah, I'll put $10 each on changeling and bastard.
Are you guys making these bets in character or out of character?
In character.
In character.
Okay, I'm
Very
going
in.
to put 10 on the outlier bets of he's the kid that got replaced by a changeling and homunculus.
Are you
Are
saying,
the two that I'm putting 10 down
are
on.
you saying this in front of me?
Probably. You seem to pop up in every single conversation. Like, you
Like, I don't think we have determined at this point that we're going to try, because if we try to have this conversation without you, you're just going to show up anyways.
It's true. Terran's gonna be like, I'll put all my money down on me being a warrior.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Congrats, you win!
that will be the 10-1 odds.
Yeah, I figured the betting board was appropriate given what's going on here.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much.
Alright, it sounds like you guys have a plan for where they're going, but first, please, make your betting board in character, because I want to see where everyone's odds are for this before anything else happens.
So since everybody else is putting down 20 gold but dividing it, I'm gonna actually up my bet for changeling to 20 gold. Thank you. Because I'm confident.
Like, I'm pretty sure the bastard one is the safe bet, but I'm going for the 2.
Oh my god.
Why is your bet so adorable? Terran has bet all of his trail mix on I'm a Warrior.
What else would he bet? He doesn't have anything else.
It's true. Anya's betting all my money for herself.
Yeah, but I really
Ooh,
want it to be
Kristoff has
adorable.
decided to go and make the odds on bastard further by going specifically that is a half human bastard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the half human bastard. I'm gonna kinda
That's a really good bet.
Ooh, Victor.
Victor, those are fighting words.
That would be fucking amazing. Actually, you know what? That's the kind of shit Izzy would pull too. So.
Right?
Wait a minute, I have to ask, how long has this been bothering everybody out of character?
How long what?
Has this been bothering people out of character?
Mostly since the finger thing.
We've been joking about this for a while, I'm pretty sure, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't actively annoying
Bugging
until
me for
the
3
finger
sessions.
thing.
I didn't cut my finger off till last session.
Yeah, but you've been a changeling for 3 sessions. Ever since we met the Fae, I was like, oh no.
In my defense. Well, actually, Nick, should I erase my bet? Because I kind of know what's going on.
But you voted on being a warrior, so I'm not mad.
Can make his bet.
Yeah. Also, this is the in character
That's true.
thing. That is what Terran would bet on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a warrior.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could come up with a better bet out of character, but this is what Aiden's throwing down. And like I already admit, the bastard child one is probably the safest bet of all.
Do you guys want to make bets out of character?
Nah, that gets too confusing.
In character, Eirik 100% believes he's a changeling. Out of character, Ricky is pretty sure he's not a changeling, but is too stubborn to change an opinion.
Like,
I would do an out of character bet, but it depends on whether or not there's any takers.
It's more fun to bet in character.
yeah.
True.
Like that poker game.
I love how it's a half dragon.
Besides, I took the dead guy's jewelry. I've got money to spare.
That's not yours. That's Boss Mooch's.
I like how you need to commit grave robbery to get your betting money.
Hey, he was not dead when I took that stuff.
Was he? I'm pretty sure he was dead when he took that stuff.
No. Gee, word of God, we could have stabilized him.
Are you talking about the mage or the lord? Because I'm
the mage.
Okay, because I'm 100% sure that the mage was not getting stabilized.
You know, the lord we straight up killed.
Yeah.
You straight up killed.
I barely did anything to him. I hit him with like 1 arrow.
Yeah, there was one person who very much was responsible for most of that.
Actually, I hit each of them with 1 arrow.
Anya, because she could have stopped it all, clearly. If she had actually gone with and babysat us.
Yeah, well...
I'm just
if there
joking.
hadn't been someone to rile up the town.
I think it was supposed to be my job, but honestly, there's too many of y'all.
Yeah,
Alright,
there really are.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, Dan was supposed to be the expert at the heist, so...
I was, and then you guys decided to do decidedly unheisty things.
Like, Terran being cursed.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was cursed. That wasn't my fault.
You should have done something to burn that curse off.
It only is the first roll that matters, so Nick probably would have made him hold it.
Well, go fight a tree or something. I don't know.
That wouldn't matter.
First it matters, so like, if Terran wasn't involved in that part, he absolutely would have caused a catastrophe in the mines.
In some ways, you should be thanking me. I did a good for you.
You almost lost my payday.
Wait, you have a candy bar?
I hate you so much.
Oh yeah, I do actually want some of the adamantine that we've taken.
Well, we took it, so take it.
Like, I meant more... Normally, wouldn't be questioning, it wouldn't be saying anything, but like, Kristoff does not get to have all of the payday.
I mean, I didn't say we're not splitting the payday.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if he loses money, that cuts into all of our cuts, meaning it cuts into my cut.
Oh, maybe we could talk to Khan and see if he can have some of the adamantine forged into a new sword.
Khan?
Yeah, Sir Ken's father, Khan Cision.
Is
Nick,
anyone
can I
else?
roll politics on any
Yes, Ricky.
of
Yes,
this?
you are allowed to roll politics on this.
My first question was whether he had a brother named Ryu, but then Izzy kept talking.
I'm glad somebody got that. Thank you, Lore.
Yeah.
He wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we're not. Some of us choose not to respond to you, Izzy, when you do this.
It's fair.
All right. So, relevant thing. So, Lord Alexander is the lord of this territory. He was a knight. He was a really, really good knight, especially when it came to killing things that needed killing. And that's how he got to Landon.
Good for him.
Is his chamberlain, and one of the people who does all that stuff in Italy. Sir Kenneth is captain of the guard in the city that is Central City, who is the son of Concision.
You guys ran into him that one day when you were talking about my payroll.
Okay, but is anyone else deeply concerned that he's remembered two whole names?
Who is technically in charge of Terran.
Very much
Technically,
so.
Taryn has remembered all of our names, so...
Yeah, but he's around us.
Yeah, but his object permanence is suspect.
Hey,
We didn't... I didn't
you,
interact
Ricky,
with
that's what I
Taryn
was
for a
trying to
month,
say.
and he still remembered me after, so...
Deeply agree with Dave on all of this.
Yeah.
All right, so you come into the little border territory of Pargas. There's a small city that has a pretty decently sized keep in it. All of you come in is a big question, because right now you just sort of look like a wagon coming in from the Badlands.
Terran's probably gonna sprint ahead.
I could move my horse to be in front of the wagon. I clearly don't look like I've just come in from the Badlands.
Okay.
Probably customarily right ahead to announce him.
Very well. So let me
Nick, can I take the secret entrance in the sewer system that I know about and use to sneak out?
I'll get to you in a second, but yes, you can definitely do that.
Awesome.
So Tyrion is also heading ahead with Eirik. Eirik is going to go ahead to announce Aiden's and everyone else's, and Tyrion's running ahead. And when you get to town, Eirik and Tyrion, it's a pretty damn militaristic town because it's on the border to the Badlands, and the Lord is absolutely militaristic.
My people.
Yes, actually, your people. And then you just see an old woman 50 years old look at you and go, "Get back here!"
That
You
cut
what?
out.
Get back here?
I didn't hear any of that.
was
Aaron,
really
you little
bizarre.
bastard, you get back here right now.
I get back here right now.
She's shouting for you to come over and get back to her right now.
I'll walk over to her.
Yo! What the hell? On my crops! You were stealing from them yesterday! I saw you!
I'm
Nick,
not catching
Nick,
this.
you're really sort of...
Alright, I'm gonna reset my mic to be normal and not what it's currently doing, and then my keyboard will be audible again.
I think
You're
might
cutting
have,
whenever you
I
clip.
think you might have just blown out your mic, but...
Okay, how about now?
That's
Still a little
We'll
loud.
A little loud, but better, I think.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're 15 anymore and your voice is cracking all the time.
Okay, I don't know what the output's doing. Whatever. So this woman's shouting to her is like, "You get over here. What did you do with all the stuff that you stole from me? I want it back."
I didn't steal anything.
I saw you with your little thieving hands 2 days ago, rooting through my shed, my vegetables.
I wasn't here 2 days ago. I just got back into town. I've been gone for... Oh gosh, how long have I been gone for? Like,
Months.
I don't know, 4 days? 5 days?
Eirik will step up behind him if he sees this and say, "Ma'am, I can vouch for him. He's been with me for months."
And who are... Looks at Eisner. Sorry, my lord. No, I recognize his face everywhere. It's the same stupid face every time he goes around and causes trouble.
I don't cause trouble, do I, sir?
He causes plenty of trouble, but I can assure you that we've been out in the Badlands for weeks.
All right, well...
I don't doubt your honesty. There's a lot of strange things going on with him. Can you point me towards where he usually spends his time?
I don't know. He's a vagrant in the month. Where did you get such nice things?
Terran is the worst.
Just looking at Terran's clothes. Where'd you steal those from?
I didn't steal them. They were a gift to me. Lord Alexander gave it to me before he sent me off to join the Sun God.
Lord Alexander wouldn't even look at you, you miserable little bastard.
Karen's eyes are gonna start anime tearing.
Has the wagon caught up yet?
The wagon's probably caught up to this argument, yes.
Well, I can't exactly say that's the outcome I expected.
Eric's gonna raise an eyebrow and say, "Why are you calling him a bastard?"
Well, I mean, I ain't never seen him with no parents or no family.
I've never seen me with my parents or family, neither.
Who is it that you think this is?
Terran, the little thief running around town.
I am not a thief. I'm a warrior.
There any other recent reports we can follow up on?
Oh, yeah, sure. My cousin. She says he broke her window the other day.
I didn't break a window the other day. Did I?
I guess.
No, you were too busy giving me a
No.
migraine.
Yeah, I can't give a migraine and break a window at the same time.
No, it's too much multitasking for you.
What?
That's why I'm asking. Well, I'd say we stumbled ourselves upon a fun little mystery to take a look at, haven't we?
Oh, I do think we have.
I feel like
look
the
forward
odds
to
for
seeing if I
bastard
get
are
that
pretty high
gold.
right now.
I don't even care about the gold. I just like winning.
You're not wrong, especially in those amounts.
Mm-hmm.
I get cut off. So I'm not here anymore.
Well, Aiden, think you can, you got a title. Think you can get us in to actually talk to Lord Alexander? Say hello?
Oh, I'm
Of
sure.
course. I will mostly gesture at Eirik and command them to him to deliver a message saying that I request to speak with Lord Alexander, because I can't deliver this message myself. That's not how that works.
Did you say you're sending me to go deliver the message?
Yes.
I go do that thing.
All right.
I also want to see if I know any of the guys that are guarding the castle.
Nick, private message. Because I have that skill.
You do have
Oh,
that skill.
no.
Hey, everyone, give me a perception check.
Oh no.
No.
Can I apply acute hearing to this?
Is this observation work?
Observation works for this.
Do I get acute hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Passed by 6.
Passed by 3.
Fuck you, Kristoff.
Ah,
You beat my 5.
Pass by 1.
Hold on, let me double check my.
So, in the commotion when Eirik heads out and like this woman is still yelling, Crystal eventually noticed that Taryn slipped into an alley nearby and was trying to get away.
I'm just gonna follow him.
You're not dragging him back by the scruff of his neck.
Nope.
No, because it's Kristoff who noticed, not me.
I was really expecting that sentence to
I'm
end.
curious.
Karen slipped a hand into, like, was either slipping into her house or was, like, pickpocketing her or something.
Kristoff, you are about to find out a very, very strange but very efficient and very quiet way to get into the Lord's Manor at the top of the hill.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh no!
Also,
And
it's
of course, because it's Kristoff, we probably don't notice him slipping away either.
probably not.
Nope.
I should probably roll
Nope.
stealth and then shadowing.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
can
should.
you roll stealth because to see if we miss Taryn but we notice you leaving?
Yeah, roll stealth and then shadowing.
Alright, stealth
Everyone
is a
else
pass
roll
by
perception.
2.
I think I'm already gone.
Yeah, no, Eirik doesn't count you.
Oh my god!
I do notice I matched pass by 2 with Kristoff, so I think I might notice you slipping off.
I am clearly too concerned with sitting on my horse and looking noble to realize what all of you are doing.
Yep.
I passed by 5 on the shadowing, by
That
the way.
checks out.
So since I tied with Kristoff, does that mean I noticed or that he succeeded?
That means I think that means you notice, but he's away, and you have to actually call attention to him to get him.
Yeah, at this point, like, I noticed Kristoff slipping off, and I kind of expect that, and I don't bother to think to look around to see whether Taryn's still here, because it's Taryn, so I'm just like, yeah, Kristoff's being Kristoff, whatever.
Yeah, that checks out.
No,
So
checks out.
good at watching
Yeah,
after Taryn, like you agreed to.
Me and Kristoff have the exact
He
same
hasn't
stealth
died
score.
yet!
And I'm gonna say, after about 5 to 10 minutes later, Victor and Anya sort of go, "Oh shit, where's Taryn?"
Yup.
Yeah.
I thought he was with you.
Eh, shit. Maybe
Oh
that's
gosh.
maybe that's why Kristoff snuck off.
But going on, go up to the manor, which Eirik would note definitely feels a little understaffed for the number of guards around, but someone does man in armor, the Lord's Heraldry just come out, is like, yes sir, can I help you?
Yes, I am. Oh wait, you're going to Eirik. Sorry.
Eirik.
Yeah, I don't know why I got.
You don't carry your own messages.
No, I don't. I don't know why I got confused for a second.
It's because he said sir.
Yeah.
I'm confused too. He kind of raises an eyebrow at the
Has a
sir.
dagger weapon and are wearing like armor with Aiden's heraldry on it, probably.
I know, I'm just picky. I'm gonna raise an eyebrow at the sir, and he may or may not catch it. And say, my name is Eirik, I've come to announce Lord Athan, who will be visiting shortly.
He just looks at you and says, "Oh, Marshal Eirik, Grant Bardsley, captain of the Castle Guard."
Grant, you said?
Yeah, Grant.
Nice to meet you, Grant.
Thank you. What does our Lord come visiting for?
We were in the area, and we found 2 mages who need a fresh start. We were hoping to talk to him about getting them situated.
Well, we can certainly talk to them. I can call up Magister Izzy, was it Cole or Coyle that you were going to have that name pronounced as?
It's Cole. I actually pulled these names out of the book.
I'm afraid Lord Alexander is out on a hunt to the Western Mountains right now. Also, Ricky, please roll body language or detect lies.
Aha. Which one did I have? I had body language.
Also, Nick, private.
Okay.
Passed by
What?
7.
Nice.
Passed by 7. Boy, oh boy, was that statement, he was really nervous about saying that.
Almost like it's not true.
You said he's out on a hunt?
Yeah, more wyverns in the mountains to the west and all that.
And when was it you said he'd be back?
Oh, I don't know, depending on how long it takes, a couple of days, a week,
Is there a reason you're lying to me?
I can call the Chamberlain, he's, charges the estate while the Lord's away.
He's gonna take a second. And then kind of heave a sigh and say, is there a reason you're lying to me?
He's just gonna freeze.
This is why I took this skill.
Sir Eirik, there's a lot of stuff going on that's well above my pay grade, I'm afraid. You might want to ask someone else about that. He is, like, sweating bullets.
You can drop the sir, and you can direct me towards someone I can't ask.
Right away. This way. Brings you into the estate. He gives you a brief point around about what's going on, about the areas, including, like, there's the stable, there's the guards' barracks, there's the servants' quarters. All these are a little understaffed from how Eirik would normally say, and the stables are quite full.
He might need to make an observation check, then.
He does need to make an observation check. Or a perception check, whichever one. This is sight.
I definitely failed that.
Nope.
I'm way too excited about having caught this guy in a lie. Because I haven't gotten to flex my rank in so many weeks.
Because the only one is Aiden who outranks you.
Yes, correct. And I wish I could flex it around Terran, but he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I explain it to him, I see the glimmer in his eyes, and then it's gone.
Tarek has object permanence, he just doesn't have logic permanence.
I don't believe he has object permanence.
I really don't, because babies don't have object permanence.
Someone needs to make a meme with a picture of Terran that just says, I'm baby.
It probably already exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, goes in. Is everyone's goal? There's like, just, one moment, Marshal. Coming out is, a much older man, looks to be about 60. Is, just bows, Marshal, Con says on, how can I help you? I'm the, Chamberlain of the castle.
My Lord Aethan has come to visit, and he would like to meet with Lord Alexander.
I'm afraid Lord Alexander is away, but we can definitely provide all amenities to be expected of someone of Lord Aiden's stature. Please roll again, Ricky.
Body language passed by 3.
This one you don't get. This guy is actually cool and composed.
Hmm.
The guy next to him is definitely giving away that something is up, though.
Can I roll for that guy?
Oh no, you got him already.
I got him already?
Yeah, you got
okay.
him with a 3.
So something's still up.
Yeah, Grant is real nervous about everything.
Okay. Could I roll savoir-faire command to see if there's a polite way to say bullshit?
roll it at -2, but this guy's definitely not a military guy. He's...
That's a pass by... That's a fail by 2. Okay, so I don't know any polite ways to say bullshit.
No, you do not.
How much does this guy outrank me?
Not at all. Like, he's not... So, sorry. Granted, you would be in, like, completely parallel military structures. With your old rank, you would outrank him because you'd be over everyone else, but right now, you're completely separate.
No, the Chamberlain.
Oh.
Like, status-wise, where are we compared to each other?
If you use Aiden's name as influence, you absolutely outrank him, but otherwise he probably outranks you locally.
Which means that Aiden needs to say bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay.
I'm sure he'll be happy to.
Would
If you go back and tell me that you want me to say bullshit to some Chamberlain, I'm going to assume you're flirting.
To be fair, you haven't moved from your horse yet.
Too bad. I believe you're going to have to assume I'm flirting because I really want you to say bullshit to this guy's face. So bad. Okay, I'm going to go pull somebody else's rank on him. Very well. My lord is down in the town. I should like to go fetch him. Will you be ready to receive him?
Of course. A question. Lord Aiden's reputation precedes him. Does he have any preference in regards to lodgings that we ought be aware of?
Yes. He prefers that we have separate accommodations. And that he has some privacy.
Of course.
I'm surprised you didn't just say soundproofing.
I'm being nice. I'm being polite.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask about companionship for the evening.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was asking about.
I mean...
He was certainly implying it, but that feels like something that Eirik would either choose to ignore or go over his head.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely choosing to have not understood that.
Also, I feel like Aiden would be partially insulted that they didn't think he could take care of that himself.
I mean, you did pose majestically on that horse with that 18.
It's a question of how much effort they should put into making it easy for him.
Gotta love a self-sufficient cad.
So, Eirik can go back. Kristoff and Terran are currently in the castle.
Well, you know where I am. It's a question of if Kristoff follows me or decides to go snooping.
Well, I'm following Terran for now.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Kristoff and Terran then.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like, you see, like, Terran literally has us come out in, like, part of the castle and then immediately beelines it outside towards the stables. Where he's going to be like, oh, hey, Buttercup, old girl, you're still here. Oh, who's a good girl? And he's just going to be, like, talking to this horse and telling him all about the horse, all about the adventures he's had and about all the dragons they fought while in the forest and tell about all of you as well.
It would be truly fascinating for you to record, like, a full recording of that conversation of just retelling the entire game from Terran's perspective to this point.
Oh no!
Please do that.
Yeah, no, Terran is going to brush the horse as saying it, then probably go over to the pigs, say hi to Haywig, and there's probably a slop bucket there, and he's gonna, sneak some food to, the pig and eat some as well.
Of course he is.
How long does Kristoff watch this, or does he watch it until Aiden shows up, and Eirik shows up with him, and everyone else presumably as well?
Oh heck yeah, I'm along for this shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably... Yeah, I'll probably just, like, sneakily rejoin the group at some point.
rejoin them as they come up on the approach.
Yeah.
So I'll ride out to meet them with my horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pull alongside Aiden and drop my voice and say, "My lord, I asked to see Lord Alexander, and they're putting on a show that he's off somewhere hunting a wyvern. It's very clearly not true. I don't have the rank to inquire, but I think you should."
Aiden gets giddy about over this for a moment.
That's right, I forgot you took the disadvantage that this is one of the things that makes you hard.
Disadvantage is that.
Yes.
I think it's called sadism towards the nobles.
It's
Yes.
technically just sadism in general, and it doesn't have to be a sex thing, but if you're
Oh my
going to
God.
make it a sex thing,
Oh my god, you took sadism. That makes so much sense. I was hoping it was just an accidental combination of other disadvantages.
He's lit me on fire 3 times.
I thought he just
most
hated
of the
you in
times have been
particular.
imaginary. But yes,
All right. So you come up to the castle. There are, well, they have a lot of guards out, so much that Eirik, who pays attention to these things, would notice that there's not enough manning the wall because they're here doing a pomp and circumstance parade.
okay, I want to wait to the biggest moment of the pomp and circumstance parade. Or actually, now, we can do this inside, so it's only in front of his men and not the entire town. I'll be slightly nice about this. But, like, wait to get seated, go through the entire ceremony, and then call bullshit on him. After I ask about what was it that Sir Alexander was doing again?
Ah, yes, polite sadism.
Yep, so pomp and circumstance. Aiden is greeted as befitting a lord of his standing. Well, I mean, ideally there would be, like, the lord's family and the lord himself here, but one thing your politics role gets is Lord Alexander was a bachelor.
Was it what?
A bachelor.
Oh, okay.
Is he hiding?
From Aiden? What a shock!
You know, if he's hiding from me, he did a way better job at noticing we were arriving than I would have ever suspected. And I'm pretty sure I haven't talked to this one yet.
And then, yes, the same Chamberlain as before comes out, gives a very detailed, says, "Lord Aiden, you grace us with your presence. Unfortunately, Lord Alexander is away right now. Please, allow us to escort you to the manor in the back. It has a lovely view of the river."
Okay, I'll allow him to escort me with his men to the manor in the back, and then as soon as we pass the gates where we're not just publicly open on the street, I'm going to ask him again. Ah, yes. What business did you say Lord Alexander was on currently again?
Lord Alexander is out west hunting some wyverns in the mountains.
Can I just say bullshit, or should I? Or is there more? You know what? No, I'm just gonna say bullshit. I don't care.
May I be there for this glorious moment?
Of course, all of you are there for this.
Bless.
Yes, just as soon as he says that of just bullshit, where is he actually?
I'm there, Nick.
He's not here right now, my lord.
Still doesn't
I will
answer the
sigh
question.
and go that and restate that I have asked you a polite question, and I would like to remind you that as a Knight of the Order of the Rose, it is one of my duties to maintain peace in our country and ensure that, say, just as an example, a lord responsible for taking care of a border territory and maintaining our border would suddenly go missing to either solve the problem myself or report to the High King. So, let me ask you again, where is Sir Alexander currently?
Oh! Hi, Con! I'm home!
Taryn comes running out. Everyone, Con just goes, shush, Taryn.
What? What?
She goes, Lord, you are a mage of some esteem, are you not?
Yes.
May I have a moment to speak with our court wizard?
Very well.
He is going to go running off back to the castle.
So, you've been here before, Taryn. Here in the Lord's house.
Oh yeah, I grew up here. I used to work in the stable before I was promoted to warrior.
How did you get promoted to warrior?
I proved myself to be braver and stronger than all the other warriors.
How did you do that?
Well, I was cleaning the stables one day and brushing Buttercup, and then I don't remember exactly. I think there was like a dragon attack, and I proved my worth. I picked up a great sword. I think it was magic, and I killed the dragon. And Sir Alexander knew I'd be a great warrior one day.
Could you describe this Sir Alexander to us by any chance?
I actually didn't come up with a description, Nick.
An answer.
Okay, 1 minute. Izzy, I'm going to text you a thing.
Sure.
I mean, I was mostly interested in yes, no for that.
Taryn absolutely can.
Yes. Okay, I figured as much. Well, he's a big, strong man. I'd say rugged. Like, I'd argue that, like, he's the strongest warrior ever. He just has muscles upon muscles of built upon him. And he wears this shining armor, and he's got a powerful sword, and he has this well-kept beard, brownish color. And, like, he's just going to go on describing his features and pretty much making him out to be more of a, mountain than, like, something out of legend.
For those with a knowledge of politics, the features he describes are, like, exaggerated but not wrong. Like, he quotes the right hair color, he quotes the right complexion, he quotes, like, yeah, Lord Alexander was a tall and pretty damn built man, not like 8 feet tall as Taryn is describing him, but...
What?
He could tear trees out of the ground with one arm, tied behind his back, only using his toes.
Exactly.
So, out of curiosity, have we... From the time we've spent here so far, could Anya, like, glean anything based on how the place... You mentioned the place is understaffed for servants?
It's understaffed but well kept.
Fair.
Like, it's deliberately understaffed. When you first arrived, a bunch of the servants looked exhausted and nervous, and boy oh boy do they look even more nervous and scared right now.
Taryn's
Probably wanting to keep an eye on that.
Taryn's probably going to be waving at several of them if they pass by.
Do they wave back or recoil in terror?
Kind of an even odds thing there. And eventually, Khan comes back with like a slightly younger, very dour-looking man at his side. Lord Aiden, Magister Cole. He just...
Dobbin! Tara's gonna run over and give him a hug.
He is going to hold a hand out and try to catch Terran's face to stop this, but fail. I see you've returned to us, Terran.
Funny thing is, we heard on our way into town that he's apparently been around in the last few days, even though we only just showed up today.
Terran, I thought you were supposed to have a job as a member of the Sun Guard, as a warrior. What are you doing messing around town?
That's what we'd like to know, because like I said, he's been with us this entire time, so it's mighty strange that we heard tale of him being spotted in the last 3 or 4 days on our way in.
Well, you see, Dolbin, it's because that Sir Ken said that he had to assign me out to the woods, that way I could fight more dragon. And then while I was out fighting a dragon one day, I slayed a dragon, and they saw my skills, so they decided to recruit me for their group, and we've been out in the woods doing various adventures, slaying dragons and other, like, earth dragons, fire dragons, plant dragons. Did you know there was a plant dragon out in the woods by the Badlands? It was incredible, and we actually slayed it, and look, oh, Sir Eirik has got the sword of the dragon. It was actually forged from its heart. Show him, Sir Eirik.
Hey, Darren, why don't we go inside, get you something
I'm
to
going
eat?
to lift a wooden sword and say, I'm not a sir, and they weren't dragons. You should know.
Just going to roll eyes and ask the thing of like, oh yes, though, and as interesting as Terran's perspective on things are, I did have a question earlier.
Yes, my lord, can we speak privately about this? And there is a sensitive matter that I need to speak to you about to have this make sense.
Yeah, Anya's going to immediately glance at Eirik, just like, do not let him go alone to this.
Very well, but I'm bringing my guard with me.
Oh, can I go say hi to Lord Alexander while you're inside, Dobbin?
Why don't we get you something to eat first, Darren? We've been on the road for a while.
Oh, I am really hungry.
Yes, we've caught some good whale late recently.
And Anya's just gonna kind of like shepherd Terran ahead into the manor house, looking over her shoulder like, you better get some information out of them.
Yep, so, Dalbin is going to lead Aiden and Eirik to his, little wizard tower near the castle.
Does he stop Kristoff and Victor from coming with us?
He's going to say that this is a sensitive matter that he'd prefer to have as few ears and eyes on as possible, but it is Lord Aiden's decision.
I'll wave them away under the assumption that odds are Kristoff is going to just spy on us anyways, and Victor, if he cares, could just show up as well. But, like, I will do a token waving them away as if I'm respecting his opinion.
Are Kristoff and Victor going to decide to follow along anyway?
Well, it seems Aiden has me down pretty well at this point.
It's mostly, are you going to help get Victor in via the same stuff that you normally do?
Does Victor want to come along?
Yes, because the alternative is spending time with Terran.
Accurate.
Fair enough. Mage stealth a go-go.
Okay.
Alright, we're good.
Okay, lore private.
Oh no!
You were rolling against 19 and you only got a pass.
Yep. So, he's going to lead you in and, like, lower the wards that he has around the building.
Lower them for the private conversation, not raise them.
He's
Interesting.
lowering them to let all of you in.
Sorry, what did you say, Nick?
He's basically he's lowering them right now to let you in.
Ah, okay.
When we get to the basement, I think you'll understand some of the problems. Going in, this is a really well-stocked arcane lab. For all the mages present, he's absolutely, like, deep in enchanting and working with, various permanent magics, though. There's a lot of, normally a large number of, like, animals and such lying about. Then he goes further down and stops before a, very heavily warded, like, iron door. Says, "Now, Lord Aiden, all of us take, the protection out here very seriously. And, well, we've all been... Lord Alexander has been the best lord we've ever had this far out. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but before his time, things were quite grim. He pushes the door open. The lab's lit by mage lights, and... well, you can see over there, there's basically a large, and again, like, blaring to every magical sense, very heavily enchanted coffin. Laid out on a table with reference books, arcane implements, all of the sort around it. Now, it was a while ago, but something happened to our Lord. Something unnatural, we're still not quite sure what it was. Going to open it up, and in the coffin is the very well-preserved body. Like, were it not for the fact that it lacks, like, vitality, you'd be like, that's a sleeping guy.
I'm just going to mutter under my breath my icy lie stop it to activate no illusion.
To activate what?
No illusion, just to be safe.
No illusions here.
Cool.
I've been, for quite some time now, doing everything I can to keep his body preserved and find some way to restore his vitality.
Can you explain what the incident that occurred to him was more?
My lord, I wish I could. It happened to him when he was off on one of his adventures. He came back stricken, raving, and in the morning, our dear Chamberlain found him like this.
What do I roll? Can my hidden lore work here? I'm assuming no.
You would have to work a lot of magic to even get close to qualifying that. However, there is someone present who might have some knowledge of these things.
Hey, Victor, what up?
Yes, I think this is where the mage with knowledge of healing reveals he's been listening in.
Or at least starts examining things and figuring stuff out to let people know later. But yeah.
Nick, what do I roll? Ritual magic?
So...
One of my healing spells with majory plus something else?
I'm thinking right now. Ritual magic is probably because that is your job skill for these sorts of things.
Yep.
Yep, so that'd be the one.
Pass by one.
Well, that's definitely a corpse. Like, there is not a, like... He's being intelligent and said there is no vitality there. That's a corpse that's been there for, like, near as you can tell from the preservation spells, a while. Like...
Well, it is...
long enough that you'd be like, he's probably not that many years off from like the earliest Risen can appear.
Well, it is my studied opinion that he's dead, Jim.
If that is the most tact you can give that diagnosis with, you really need to work on your bedside manner.
Oh no.
I'm not. Well, I'm an Earth Mage, not a doctor. Or perhaps that should be. Damn it, Aiden. Lord Aiden. Given that we're in circumstances where I need to actually show you respect. I'm an Earth Mage, not a doctor. Is it your intent to... So, it seems like he's been here long enough that if you keep this going for another couple years, he'll probably be arisen. Is that the idea?
That was one of our thoughts, yes, that tensions have been fairly light. We've worked double time to make sure everything is in order and the border is still protected. Immediately looking to Aiden. You know, Lord Alexander did not have a family, nor even any adopted children. The land would fall forfeit if anyone were to know, so when nothing else worked, we had hoped that that may occur.
I'll just nod. I'm debating what I want, how I feel about this, and what angle I want to throw. Because, like, I'm sure that there are other nobles that would be very offended by the idea of like a Risen coming, getting power. But, like, in all honesty, that's just a plus for me because that would be hilarious.
I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not necessarily against this. But I do want to actually do some other investigation on my own. Because now I'm curious. And while I don't think I actually took that advantage, Aiden acts like that half the time anyways.
Yep.
Because he gets bored easily.
I think you count it under sadism. You gotta find the chinks so that you can exploit them.
Exactly.
Stick your fingers in the wounds.
Yep,
so I will let him know that I am going to... that I understand I am going to have to do a bit of an examination and audit on the territory to make sure that everything has been kept in order with the Lord's absence. And kind of leave the hating in the air thing of like, I'm not going to like report you or do anything at the moment, but if I find something that upsets me or is suspicious, I am.
Mm-hmm. He is going to say, of course, my lord. Please, the land is yours, and anything that we can do to assist you. And this feels like a pretty decent place to call it for the night.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people are running into time constraints.
Yep.
Yep, this is 11. This is about time to call it.
Yep. Was there a thing that Anya and Taryn wanted to do on camera before we actually finish?
I mean, it is interesting that the portrait to Lord Alexander bears some resemblance to Taryn.
I was afraid of that.
Not direct, it's more... It looks like it's a step removed or two, but...
Darn it.
Also... because of the way the conversation went, Anya is missing a bit of information to make a connection that I would have made, but you guys have relevant information, so...
well, at the end of that, after, like, Taryn is finished eating, you want to go outside and meet Buttercup? She's still in the stables.
Hang on, boy. I thought you said Lord Alexander never goes anywhere without her.
Yeah, she's right out in the stable over there. She loves belly rubs. Come on, I'll introduce you.
Then why the staff saying that the Lord ain't here?
Oh, he's gotta be here. He takes Buttercup everywhere.
Yeah, I think we got some questions to ask, but sure, I'll go meet the horse.
This is probably going to be the first time you see Taran not immediately shove food in his mouth because he takes a sugar cube and gives it to Buttercup.
Aww.
Pleasantly impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing is caring, man.
Yep. Very, very sweet horse.
The only being in the universe that Taran will feed before himself.
Mm-hmm. And, you guys can reconvene in the manor, the little manor over near the lake that you've been given.
Yeah, the things that they go in, Anya's going to say. So, fun fact, the horse he never goes anywhere without is still in the stables.
Yeah, that's because he's in a magic workshop in a coffin and is dead.
Well, shit.
Wait, who's what now?
Taran, why don't you go feed the horse again?
Okay. I love talking.
Of course it worked!
Yes.
You guys are gonna have problems if this illusion is shattered.
Yeah. Anya's also just gonna wave them in, just like, alright, I want to hear more about that, but there's also a picture y'all ought to take a look at. And she's gonna take them over to that portrait of Lord Alexander.
Apparently there are portraits of him all over the place doing heroic things.
Yeah, there's a good number of portraits of him, but there's one, the main one at, the entrance of the house, which, yeah, fits the description that you guys know. Now that everyone looks at it, yeah, there's some resemblance to Taran there.
Okay.
It's not, direct, but...
We talking,
My lord, does this mean that he's the heir?
No, don't even say that. Don't
Not
even
necessarily. It would be a hard case to make in court considering his standing, but if some noble decided they wanted to dedicate a ton of resources to do so, they probably could force the issue.
And we all know what you're capable of doing in court.
Yes, which, I could be, I'm not that cruel.
Eirik raises an eyebrow.
There's the thing about this is amusing, and this is going to have consequences for the next few centuries, and there is a line there.
Wait. Aiden is thinking about the consequences of his actions on other people.
It also said the phrase, I'm not that cruel.
Progress!
But also...
So theoretically, Aiden does when he has to take his job seriously.
I think there's something else that would make it difficult for a court to agree that Taran would potentially be the heir. He's Taran.
Yeah, that's what I meant of putting Taran in front of the nobles in the court system to be put to testify and make the claims and arguments is basically going to be the thing of someone would have to dedicate a ton of resources to actually do it.
Also, I have to ask, did the folks you were talking to say anything about Taran himself and why we might have heard tale of the Satins the last few days?
Was not the issue we were forcing at the time, but is a follow-up conversation.
Yeah, fair.
The Lord kind of was a little bit more relevant and serious.
Understandably, I ain't gonna argue with that.
Also, I'm not ruling out any of the other things that are on the betting pool yet, until we get definitive answers.
Of course, it's too soon to call it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have met Lord Alexander before?
Oh, absolutely. He was one of the best knights and fighters in the realm.
It's a shame.
He's the hero of another story that none of us are allowed to meet.
Come on, Buttercup! One day I'll be a great warrior, just like Lord Alexander. Yeah!
That seems like a perfect line to end on.
I mean, I'm sure one day Taran will end up a corpse.
No, that's
Oh God. Ooh.
that's terrible.
All right, so
I had to make up for the "I'm not that cruel" comment.
You did, because now it's
No
memorialized in
apologies, it
memorable
was-
quotes.
It was
Yep.
amazing.
all right, so we hit the end of an arc and have hit the start of another interesting thing that is happening.
Sorry if it feels like I forced that, guys. I thought it was an appropriate time.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. This will be amusing. And I know that as Aiden, I will appreciate other people feeling like they actually need to call me sir, because of everyone else who's a.
Plus, it might give us some answers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, to start with, everyone gets 3 points this time because we finished an arc that went extra long, and boy, are there consequences for that one.
Okay.
I was trying to reduce the number of consequences.
Good job there. Good job.
I know I didn't do that at all because I believe one of the things that was a consequence I just made worse.
Indeed.
Can I ask a dumb question before we where did we leave those junior apprentice wizards?
I think they're at the wagon.
We haven't dealt with them yet.
Yep. They are at the wagon or not in the room with you when you guys discuss this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point of order, I would have agreed to them being unbound after they agreed to not killing us for killing their dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was already decided.
Yeah, that felt fairly obvious.
I just wanted to say it for the record. Because there were a couple times where we lost people. Like when we realized that we had killed somebody after we got out of the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought we killed 2 people in the mine. Not just one.
There was one guy that we definitely could have saved and then pointedly didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well-
didn't realize that we had the option to save him until he was out of the mine. And
Oh,
we
I
were
didn't
all
even
like,
realize
"Eh."
that we didn't know that we had the option to save him. I thought we just all knew that we were choosing not to.
No, I didn't
No,
know it
no.
until like 5 minutes after we left, and then I was like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I didn't even think about it until after we were out.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Yep.
not an innocent.
True
I'm
facts.
I'm not. That one's not. That one's not going to trigger my disadvantages.
No
Nope.
lost sleep.
0 lost sleep.
All right, I have spent my new points.
Yep.
Yeah, I finally got enough points to buy On the Edge to be less severe, which I've been wanting to do for a while.
Sorry, how many did we get?
3.
3.
And
Point
did we
is,
have any downtime while Victor was finishing his work? Though, actually, let's do the other. What did we learn and and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, what did you learn? How did your character evolve? Where do you want to go from here? All that fun stuff. Rolling a die, starting with Victor.
Okay.
Dave, you're muted.
I mean, Dave's been muted this whole time. We share my microphone.
Oh, oops. I constantly
Let's see. Victor learned. What the shit, Taryn? Yeah. Dave learned session. People aren't dead until they're actually dead.
You're saying people don't die when they are killed?
Taryn certainly doesn't, but also that wizard didn't either. I thought he was dead.
Oh boy.
Difference between mostly dead and actually dead.
Yes. Yes, and this is very much a Miracle Max situation.
He was being held on by a gambling debt.
Yep. Sounds good. Next up is Aiden.
It's actually really fun when I take my responsibilities seriously and everyone else freaks out. Not going to lie, but Aiden has been incredibly amused by this entire trip because of that. Outside of that, wow, it is really hard to get you guys to question anything that Aiden does because you seem to just accept it without question whatsoever.
I object to that statement.
Any guesses on what I'm wondering? The fact that, like, despite all the downtime this session, still no one has asked about whatsoever?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nope.
Yep. Okay, moving on. I'll mention it at the end.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can handle the suspense.
All right. Anything else, Sean?
Nah, that's it. I'm going to be entertained by whatever happens as we're here.
All right. The die says Terran's next.
Everybody say it with me this time. Taryn
Taryn
learned
learns nothing.
absolutely nothing.
I forgot a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still think that holds true. He learned literally nothing this time. His world is exactly as he remembers it, or at least how his imagination recalls it. Full of dragons and wonder and Lord Alexander taking things and saying he'll be a great warrior someday. Everything's perfect exactly as it is.
That's we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. Again,
Well-
I'm sorry if it feels like I kind of forced this. I'm like, this would make sense to bring up as far as, leaving them not in the major capital city where people are most likely going to be, as racist as humanly possible, but leaving them in, like, a border, city-state.
It was a legitimately good idea for Terran to bring up.
And I've also all been very pleasantly surprised by how many names he's remembered and how many good ideas he's had this session.
Yup.
And I'm more than a little concerned about it in character. But out of character, I'm like, yeah, this is all great.
We're giving you a star with a
Until he decided to
star in it
steal
that's saying good.
until he stole all those vegetables 2 days ago.
Here.
But yeah, no, I think this is on track. We're going where I want it to go. We'll see how it unfolds. I'm looking forward to how this turns out. That's all I got, Nick.
Okay. Kristoff.
Oh, boy. Well, I definitely learned that Terran has an interesting relationship with the barnyard animals.
Phrasing!
Phrasing. And,
Oh no.
I guess we don't always have to just dump the kids on the side of the road. I guess.
Hey, that's called growth.
Yeah, well, get back to me when I have enough points to buy off Callus.
You guys are planning on buying off your disadvantages?
I mean,
I literally just
maybe.
bought one down.
I make no promises. All right, I
You're
am
buying off your debt.
Yeah, I'm buying off that one specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I technically lowered a disadvantage partially because I realized I wasn't playing it, and I was expecting to buy off disadvantages as the game goes on, and Aiden's first to grow as a person, but
Terran makes that very hard, I know.
Yeah, this party is a black hole for morality. I mean, am I wrong?
We're not as bad some parties I've been a part of.
True.
It's
but-
true.
It's a low bar that we need to not trip over, but it's true.
It's a low bar that's being held above the ground by the sheer strength of Eirik just being like, not today.
Anya helps some.
Sometimes. Unless she fails her self-control checks.
Then Taryn picks up the bar and tries to eat it.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
That does help.
Taryn has no problem with morality, to be clear. He's just an idiot.
Oh, we know.
I feel like he has the morality of most mindless creatures being neutral.
But anyway, it was Kristoff.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all terrible.
Checks out. All right. Odds or evens? What do you guys want?
Odds.
Evens.
Hey!
It's odd.
Well,
Repeat.
things are definitely a little more interesting with Taryn than she had possibly expected, although she's still at least somewhat expecting the bet to come down in her favor.
I love this bet. This bet is so good.
I love this bet so much. Yeah, no, she's still very satisfied with the amount of chaos that she caused and is fairly confident. Well, the player is moderately confident. Anya is completely confident that the mine problem is sufficiently solved that it won't come back for the Fae to bite us with. As a player, I was deeply gratified by Nick's reaction. I was just like, hey, can I do this while I'm in town?
I was just like, boy, oh boy, can you?
It causes chaos, and it's not a horrifically bad idea? Sure!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then just, like, in terms of, like, general character growth stuff, I did just buy down on the edge, from a threshold of 12 to 15. So, ouch, that was a lot of character points, but also, yay, I can use my shield sometimes now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It is no longer a 50-50.
What's
yeah. It's that thing that you keep breaking swords on.
So, a tree?
So
No, that's the thing he keeps losing swords to.
The wall, then.
So another sword.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yup.
it's a
I
very,
wouldn't run
very
it past
dull-
him.
It's a
I'm
very,
never
very
running.
dull sword.
I'm never running it past him because I don't want to wake up one morning to find him sharpening the edges of my shield.
Consider it done.
He can't. I don't think he has ever sharpened a blade in his entire life.
It doesn't mean I haven't sharpened a shield.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I love it.
I like the idea if we teach Taryn that Captain America is the true way of fighting as a warrior, whether or not to become more effective.
Yep. On hating things. Our last option. What'd you learn? How'd you grow?
So me as a player.
I
So
mean, I
this
think
is my first arc in GURPS. So that's exciting. What was that, Lore?
is this the first time we've seen Eirik just end up completely done with a combat situation?
Quite potentially. I mean, all of the other combats have ended up with him not taking significant damage or him being unconscious. So this is the first time you've seen him willingly all out, knowing that he had parry.
Yeah.
Since that lesson has been learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so since that lesson has been learned, this is the first time he's all outed. I'm also learning that I probably need to flesh out his code of honor a little bit more.
Mm.
Because it seems to cover things I wasn't expecting. Like, he doesn't want to hurt kids. And his oath of modesty is pretty significant. And I feel like I can cover that without buying additional disadvantages if I just flesh out the code of honor that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give a better look into what's going on in his head because I don't have that much going on. Oh, I learned as a player that the rest of you guys didn't believe me when I said that there was no angst in this character.
I mean, to be fair, we did create it for you pretty darn fast. So, but
And constantly.
From our
True.
perspective, he's kind of always had angst.
Yeah.
As long as you've known him, that's fair. Okay, I was like, what do you mean? I told you at the beginning that this guy has no angst. He brought nothing into this campaign that was more negative than is not currently married and wants to be.
And then he met us.
Yep. Yep. So as a character, Eirik learned Lord Alexander is dead, which is very uncomfortable. Because he very much looked up to Lord Alexander. Now that's a knight that probably earned the title kind of way. And like, if I had to do it, that's how I would do it. So, rest in peace, man. And so far as what I'm looking forward to, we're back in my territory, so I get to flex my rank, and my status, and my jurisdiction.
And your accidental sex appeal.
Oh, I always flex that. So
Even
this is
when
gonna be
it's
good.
Even when it's not in your jurisdiction.
Even when it's not in my jurisdiction.
Oh my.
It's always in your jurisdiction.
That's the whole point of accidental sex appeal.
It is not constrained by any boundaries.
It is in fact potentially the only thing that I bought up that was social that's useful outside of my jurisdiction. Oop. So. Back to you, MC.
Yep. John, I believe there was a thing that you wanted to say to reveal at the end about what you were talking about.
True.
Like, so on things that that Aiden has gotten away with that no one has questioned, for the most recent one, the turning into a person-shaped tree that was also on fire and using an ability he explicitly called a fey glamour.
To be fair, only 2 party members witnessed this.
Oh yeah, I know nothing about that.
Yes, but neither of them have brought it up.
It's also the 2 party members that have magic.
Yeah.
I think they'd also notice that would be not normal magic.
You overestimate how much. I think you overestimate how much.
Victor cares.
It's more. It's a fairly esoteric school of magic that you're throwing around. And Victor is. He went to the magic equivalent of like night classes at the community college.
Fair enough.
Kristoff, on the other hand, actually hasn't even finished graduating.
I mean, Kristoff also seems to have more of an attitude of, well, this might as well just happen.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, player goals. At some point, I would love to learn more about Kristoff's backstory. Because I think in character, I know literally nothing about him.
I think Anya
Except
would too, because, like, you managed to con her into believing that you were a fellow merchant early in the game, and I don't think she's seen quite enough to have that completely disproven yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
Like,
like
this guy seems good at theft, but I don't really have any evidence.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Right.
Is just there's
He's good at that.
like nothing in the game so far has forced that stuff to come out, and
Yup.
Kristoff would rather keep it that way.
Well,
My shared desire to not bring attention on each other, we will never.
well, yeah.
This is what happens when you actively try to keep your secrets.
because you have no evidence that Kristoff is good at theft because he's good at theft.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you have a high enough social status, you don't need evidence.
I'm also very not good at not theft. I'm very good at you're lying. If I know that someone's lying and I know to look for it. Which means I'm never going to catch Kristoff.
I mean, if you want, all you have to do is tell Terran that you think Kristoff is like some kind of thieving dragon, and he'll be on him like white on rice.
This is what's going to happen if the party ever turns on each other, is everyone's just going to turn and point and shout, "He's a dragon," to try and get Terran to join their side. And at that point, Terran will have discovered how to rafflecopter and hit all of us.
So we're all holding guns on each other like a Mexican standoff, but it's just the little guns that pop out a flag saying he's a dragon.
Well,
and Terran standing in the middle with a knife, just like spinning around in circles.
Joke's on you, Terran can't read.
Oh god, it's true. Oh no.
But then someone pulls the true trump card and tells Terran he's a dragon.
We've done that, then he tried to take a sword to himself.
Exactly. Mutual disarmament.
I just enchant a mirror one day with an illusion spell that makes whoever looks at it see themselves as a dragon.
I'm very curious which of us would win a straight fight with Terran out of the mix.
Maybe
but I'm very bad at magic, and magic hurts a lot is something that I learned in this session.
Why if I'm out of the mix?
Well, it's against you.
Probably either Eirik or myself, just due to sheer sturdiness.
Well, because we kicked you out by telling you you're a dragon.
So here's the thing. Do I survive till my turn against you? Because I believe I showed my biggest thing in my character's wheelhouse, which is the, hey, make an opposed will -4 save.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's a question of, does Terran's all-out attack hit Aiden or not? Or does Aiden win the fight?
Like, if you knock me down, I can't do that, but I'm pretty sure I've established that with, like, the opposed will, seen as how my base will is 14, and you have a minus...
And Terran's will is lol garbage.
And Terran has no magic resistance, meaning he doesn't even get to increase by that to try and counteract the -4, though I don't think we have anyone party with a greater than 3 magic resistance.
At this point, I think that I would be most afraid of Victor. And then Aiden. And then Anya, because I feel like Anya and I would be 50-50. But I'm not sure.
That's actually pretty accurate. It's basically Anya's slightly more defensive, Eirik slightly more offensively focused, but like you're talking margins here.
Also, like, not having a defense is not good when somebody deals crushing damage.
Legit. That said, I don't do anywhere near enough crushing damage to drop you in one hit. It would be 2 or even 3. If you close, I'm fucked.
Mm.
Like, no ifs, ands, or buts.
This is the reason why 3 mage, 1 warrior cage match was something I was like, guys?
Yes! Yes! This is why we turtled.
Yeah.
Y'all did a great job with that situation.
I have
I was not expecting you to trap him in there with you.
Well, we had to trap one of them in there with us, and he was the one we wanted to kill most.
Yeah, my original plan was if that concussion grenade goes off, I was hoping that would like trap him in that little alcove, but obviously that didn't work.
You guys get a 2-sword handicap if you ever end up fighting Terran.
Yeah, I think the answer for almost everyone is the question of fighting Terran is, does Terran's first attack hit?
It's Terran using a knife.
Yeah,
it's not a question.
Which means, does he draw the first 2 times?
Yeah, it's not a question of will Taran hit with the knife. It's is he starting with the knife? If he is, you're dead. And there's no two ways about that.
No. Anya and Eirik have enough defense that they could parry an attack from the knife.
Nick, I can give them a -3 and still
Yes.
reliably.
I still have a parry of 9 if you give me a -3.
Fair.
Likewise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, Eirik and Anya can actually parry the knife.
So, theoretically, if we are fighting in a place that I've already turned to my tactical advantage, like the place I'm staying at back in our home base, where I've made it very thickly grown with tree and forestry, my forced defense spell can get up to in thick enough vegetation to that it gives DR5 per point, meaning I could give myself DR15 for an attack, but that's very unlikely to ever happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would need to. I need to expand my spell list before I have a prayer of fighting pretty much anyone in a straight up fight.
Yeah,
Like,
Let's say if I have enough prep time,
we're
that's
fucked.
That's another story entirely.
yeah.
Yeah, Dan, your fighting honestly is, yes, we're fighting. We have started the fight at 30 yards.
Yes, we started the fight at 30 yards. Also, I already put down some concussion mines between you and me. Go nuts.
I rigged the battlefield yesterday.
Exactly. Like, that is exactly how Kristoff would fight any of you.
Or
Unfortunately, I gotta call it for the night, but I will catch you guys around.
Yeah.
good
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, this was a fun session.
Yes, it
Yes, it
was.
was.
I'm so glad you steered us towards where you came from.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
So many mysteries. So many people who are like, balls were caught.
I was just like, I see the opportunity here, and no one wants me to talk to these two to give this good idea, which is semi out of character for Taran to come up with this good idea.